Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. It was announced today that the Tennessee Titans will be holding their pre-draft press conference next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, as Chad Brinker, Mike Borgonzi, and Brian Callahan will all speak ahead of the NFL Draft, which begins on Thursday. You can catch that press conference right here on 104.5 The Zone. In Tennessee transfer portal news, Reserve offensive lineman Aiden Bussell is reportedly entering the portal. He spent the last 2 seasons at Tennessee. And tonight, number 4 Tennessee baseball kicks off a 3-game series with Kentucky as the Wildcats make a visit to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch for Game 1 tonight is at 5:30. You can catch the game in progress right here on The Zone after 3HL. Game 2 on Saturday is at 5 p.m. Game 3 on Sunday is at noon, which you can also catch right here on The Zone. For your foundation repair, whatever of your needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. It is warm out there, Babsy. Your kind of day.
Is. This is my kind of day. Let's go. Happy Friday, people.
What day is today?
Friday.
There you go.
Day.
Get him, Babsy.
Friday.
What up, Babsy?
Mayor, why are you so high?
I mean, he's in the air.
Who in the hell sits in chairs that are raised to the highest level? In any workplace, does this happen?
That would be probably Z-Lines.
This is Zach, right?
Yes.
So does Buck sit like this too?
No. I don't know. Buck
There's no
Buck
way.
ain't short as that.
Now, Lucas sits that high. I can confirm that. On this
Lucas is
side,
short, though.
He's not over here, though. Like, I'm trying to figure out who did this one.
oh, that was Zach. Yeah.
My feet don't even hit the ground, and I'm like 6'2". What you want to do?
Are you
Slay
gonna-
Dog's here.
I'm in the building.
I think I'm going to sit like this all damn day.
I got to look at you on the camera and see
Does
how
the
you
camera even hit me?
Yes, but you were like, you have zero headroom. Zero
are.
headroom
Yeah,
up
you're all
there.
the way up there.
Max headroom.
Maybe I ought to raise mine up.
No.
I think we should all sit up high today, like
Nope.
on thrones.
I have
good
your
thing about
cameras
it-
adjusted for where you sit.
My seat won't adjust any higher. This is how it goes. It's like an office chair. I would like to know, does Zeph preset it, or does he set it when we come in, or is it if somebody fills in, is it already set, or does Zeph do this every day? You do this every day, Zeph?
Do whatever day. Sorry, I was
Set the-
talking
no,
about
you
that.
good.
Me and
Sit
him
down.
were talking.
No, y'all good.
We have stuff. You know what we were talking about?
What?
What?
Life.
Houston Chronicle writer Michael Shapiro or Shapiro will join us at 3:20. And I was asking Zeph, usually when I read Shapiro, it's Shapiro, but we know Jimmy Shapiro spelled the same way.
Sure does.
So I was asking Zeph, and he was like, I don't know. Good question.
Great question.
Why would Zeph know?
Like one of OJ's lawyers was Robert Shapiro,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm, but it's
then-
Jimmy Shapiro.
Jimmy, who helps us with Super Bowl guests and also Army Navy. He does all of Army Navy for us. Owns a marketing company. His name is Jimmy Shapiro, which always threw me for a second.
I will ask him when I call him
How about that?
here in about
Ask him when I
15
call
minutes.
him.
Yeah, he'll be on at 3:20. The reason why we're having Michael Shapiro or Shapiro on, he did a piece on Cam Ward's years in Texas as a high school and college player. 0 stars.
Something we want to know.
No offers.
You know what?
Came from a wing T offense, which I know a lot of y'all don't even know what that is because it's really archaic. But a lot of high schools used to run this offense because it's easy to teach. You don't have to have skill position players necessarily, and you've got 3 running backs behind the quarterback, and you're faking like 2 handoffs, and then somebody takes it. And so there's a lot of misdirection.
A lot of eye candy.
If you would like to read the story, I did retweet it from the 3HL account on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, at 3HL1045. Go read it.
We'll just call it what it's called. Twitter X.
Twitter X. It's a football foundational story about Cam Ward, and he and his dad, after his senior year, took a trip, and they went to like 6 different camps. and they ended up at a camp in San Antonio, and Cam Ward lit it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he always knew he could throw the ball, but the offense of the high school that he went to just didn't do it. So he threw less than 10 passes per game. Yeah. And so he goes to this camp, and the coach at Incarnate Word, who is now at North Texas, was like, saw like 3-4 passes, turned to his guy and was like, how has everybody missed on him? Like, what do we need to know here? What's going on? Why is he still available? So they offered him on the spot, and he accepted. And so he started as a freshman, threw like 71 touchdowns in 2 seasons. And then his coach went to Washington State. That's how he ended up at Washington State. It's a really cool story, Cam Ward. And in high school, when he was coming out and colleges were looking at him, he weighed 230 pounds too. But he had to be bulky because he was running the football a lot.
Yeah,
so can't wait to talk to Michael here in about 15 minutes. Also coming up today at 4:20, Pete Nikos, college sports business and transfer portal reporter for On3.com. He broke the story and started all of the stuff with regard to Nico and Tennessee and all of it. So we'll talk with him about that. But he covers all of the transfer portal stuff that's going on, which is a lot. What did you say, Babs, the other day? More than 10,000 players?
Yep.
That's
I believe it was 10,326 or something. I'm sure it's changed already, but.
That's crazy to say out loud.
Yeah. Those are the 2 guests today, so 320 and 420. Outside of that, it's you guys on a Friday.
It's also scary.
It is.
Because some of those players are going to end up with nowhere to go.
I almost want to jump out there and say the majority of them.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to find room for 10,000 players?
Right. Well, and then on top of it.
And then you're going to try to go back to your school, and they're going to be like, no, we filled your spot, bro.
We've moved on, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then on the other side, too, I mean, I don't think we talk enough about what it does to the high school kids coming out and the lack of opportunity for the high school kids, because coaches are saving spots for transfer portal people.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It makes me sad.
Slippery slope. By the way, I'm going to sit up here the entire show.
No, I don't like it.
Y'all are going to have to, you're looking up to me. I like this.
Oh, jeez.
This is like Derek Dooley when he was at Tennessee.
Yep. He straight built a base.
He built a base to put his desk on the base, and then he had chairs in front of his desk where you had to look up to him if you were sitting in those chairs.
Dooley.
No lie. I saw it.
He's nuts.
Coconuts. I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be up here. I can feel the atmosphere. Like my head's a little lightheaded.
Like you know what's going on up top.
Yeah, I could do that astronaut thing, Katy Perry just did it. With, what is it, the Elon Musk thing?
What they do?
They went up into space, and Gayle King was involved, Oprah's
I didn't
friend.
hear about that, but I never saw.
They went up. You go up, you pay $500,000, 500 G's. You
so
go
Oprah
up.
and Gayle both went up there?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
No, not Oprah.
Oh.
Gayle and it was a wide range of people. Gayle and who did I just say that threw the corn dogs at Ole Miss? Katy Perry. Gayle King, Katy Perry, and like 3 other people. You pay $500,000. You go up for 10 minutes. The trip lasts 10 minutes. You're up there weightless for 3 minutes.
Where are you at?
Zero in space. Zero gravity for 3 minutes. $500,000. That's what I feel like right now.
So you go up.
Would you do it?
How long did it take them to get up there?
I'm telling you, the whole trip.
10 minutes?
From the time you blast off to the time you land in the little pod thing and they go fish you out of the water, 10 minutes. 500 G's. You in?
I got.
Like if you had $100 million sitting in whatever account, would you pay $500,000 to go do that for 10 minutes?
No, sirree. 10 minutes, something got to go wrong at some point. We're not taking our time getting up there. I know. Y'all just shooting me up there.
Shoot you up, let you drift back down.
And then no. And I'm up there for 3 minutes. What if I get a little panic attack for 3 minutes? Who up there to save me?
I guess you just float around, maybe throw up, and then there's vomit going all over the place. Weightless.
No.
So how would you take your time getting up there?
Don't go quick. 1,000,000 miles per hour.
No, it's fast.
How about go 1,000?
That's no, you can't go with that. You got to go 1,000,000. You got to get past the gravitational pull.
No,
it's math.
I don't have to do any of that.
All you got to do is watch that movie that her brother was in that she hadn't seen, Hidden Figures, that won all those awards.
I got to put my little feet on the ground.
It's all math, man.
Solid ground.
Hey, y'all want some Titans news real quick?
Yes.
If it's interesting.
It's not. That's why I didn't do the laser light show.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
No, I think you should always do it. Breaking Titans news.
No
matter what it is. You did it yesterday for NPF.
Yeah, because that was like happy news.
That was deserved.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like happy news.
You were with me, Slay?
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming? No. Okay.
Well, you said yesterday you forgot
It
he was
doesn't
on the
matter.
team.
It's still a big name.
This is true, Babsy.
It's a
anyways.
long name.
News. Titans waive defensive back Justin Hardy, who they brought in to play special teams last year, and edge Khalid Duke with non-football injury designations.
Okay.
Shortening that roster down.
Here's another thing that just happened. I just started down in my electrolyte water.
Mm-hmm.
About to get some serious energy going here.
I need some.
You do?
At 5 o'clock.
Guess what else today is?
What?
Happy National High Five Day. Do people still do high fives?
So I found myself doing something weird. I think it was with you.
Me and you had a weird one.
That's the only one I remember
And
in
I was
the last 10 years.
I was like, why did we
high five?
Yeah, why did we high five?
That was weird.
And then we did it again. We did it twice in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Weird. I don't know what's going on with us.
And it wasn't a day to be
No.
doing it. Today's the day we should have did it. But
Do you still do high fives, Seth? Like, do 23-year-olds do high fives?
I dap my friends up.
yeah, but is the high five open palm up in the air?
You know who does high fives?
Who?
Women.
Babs, you high five?
Yeah.
See?
You fist bumped me yesterday leaving.
I fist bump often, actually. But I think that started during COVID.
It did. And that's a good thing to keep up, though.
Mm-hmm. And I was good with it because, I had a COVID baby. So,
Your baby had COVID?
no, but I had her during COVID.
You know who's the initial fist bumper?
Who?
Hope Hines. Hope Hines would
Okay, how funny is that?
legendary
Hope Hines?
sports broadcaster in Nashville with News Channel 5. Hope Hines, he would fist bump you. He would never shake your hand.
Hope Hines is the one that got into it with Paul Kowarski in the locker room.
Slay.
And then
I'm telling
straight, and Hope was
PK
like older guy.
PK was wise and smart to get out of that because Hope was about to wreck him.
He should have wrecked him.
Hope, listen.
Don't hold back, Hope.
You
Do you
want you want to talk about old man move?
Yeah.
This is great.
Straight took his watch off.
Yeah, that's it.
Took his watch
He
off.
didn't even say anything. PK was like yelling at him about something, and Hope was like, okay.
Took
And just
his
started
watch
taking
off
his
and
watch
said,
off.
"I'll see you outside."
Yeah.
real.
Joe Dubin. I
That's
was
real.
working at WKRN with Joe Dubin
Big
at
Joe.
that time, and both Joe and I were in the locker room together doing interviews. And Joe had the camera on his shoulder, so he rolled on all of
Really?
it.
Play like
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
Yep.
that was good.
He was
He
just
was, like,
like
looking
looking
around,
around,
like-
but it was rolling. Like
Yeah, the
we
whole time.
probably watched that a million times back at this
Dude.
station because it was hilarious.
I've never seen
Hope
it,
Hines
but
is
I was
like
there.
the original gangsta.
He took
Yeah.
his watch. Like,
Good job,
oh,
PK,
Straight
getting out of
took
that.
his,
I ain't gonna
like,
mess my watch up. whooping you, but-
Rolex watch off.
Yeah, that was,
That's what old dudes
Like,
do,
See you
man.
outside.
like
They're
somebody hold
serious.
his watch.
When they take their watch off,
Or glasses.
that means they're confident they're not going to lose, number one.
Yep.
But I ain't going to.
Our generation, we thought it was.
You take your shirt off.
Right,
Exactly.
yeah.
Take your shirt off.
No, straight took his watch off.
That's
and
serious.
like I had never seen that side of Hope.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, he's.
I don't
he's
even know
like-
what started it.
nice
but-
There was,
guy.
there was no more hope.
I mean, I'm. Yeah.
No more hope in them.
Should have broke on that.
It was. Yeah. It was good.
All right, let's learn something about Cam Ward when we come back. Michael Shapiro from the Houston Chronicle did a piece on Cam Ward's years in Texas as a high school and college player. Football foundational story about Cam Ward. Next 3, it's at 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Y'all KellamStemCellInstitute.com, holistic stem cell therapy. Yes, you've been hearing about it for quite some time. And yes, it has been delivering, getting the inflammation up out of your bodies. Anybody that has gone and used it has come away satisfied. I'm telling you this because I know I did it. Yes, congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, arthritis are all problems, and it's something that you can't control. by using your stem cells. All you got to do is use your body, your cells, your solution. They store them for future and continued use. Now, these cells are your body's own healing cells, harvested and redeployed based on your needs. So wherever that direct point is that's hurting, whether it's knee, elbow, wrist, back, neck, feet, foot, anything, just you go with it. I'm telling you, it's going to get the information out of your body. It's a fighting chance that you need, and it's going to work. Sit down with Dr. Kellerman. Get your consultation today, 615-850-4415, 615-850-4415. Let Kellerman Stem Cell Institute get that information out of you.
I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. You can get it done this weekend, man. The weather's going to be nice, sunny, in the 80s. You can take your test drive, throw the windows down. Maybe you're looking at something with a sunroof. Get that going, and you'll have the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, Springfield, Tennessee, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. Go take your test drive. Just tell them what you're looking for. They'll point you in the right direction. And like I said, take that test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. If you get it done today, you can secure the deal with a high five on National High Five Day with my guys at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Daniel Gupton and his crew ready to help you out. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Employee pricing this month. All the deals going on in the month of April right there online. GuptonMotors.com. Check them out. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway. If you're out searching for that next new vehicle, make sure you include my guys at Gupton. If you haven't started the process yet, start there and you will end there. It'll be easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 1045, the Zone Friday edition. Is it Friday?
Friday!
I mean, it's sunny and like 80 out there.
Beautiful.
You know people are drinking margaritas on porches right now.
Man.
Or pool decks or whatever they are.
I would have already had some, but I had to come to work.
Somebody in the chat, I can't find it. Oh, here it is, Cameron. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Thank you, Babsy. Cameron says, any update on Zeph's NIL market after Cracker Barrel will wash their hands of him?
It's rough right now. Speaking for him, being his speaking representation.
Pay cut.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yep. Lucky for him, he still lives in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And he gets to work with us every day.
He loves it.
He still works in Tennessee. That's funny.
But he loves it.
No state income tax, you know.
Yeah.
You know who else is going to love that?
Who?
The new draftees for the Tennessee Titans.
Like?
Talk to me, Cam.
What is this?
That was
He went on another
Fortnite
Fortnite stream last night, and that's what he said.
Yep.
Tighten up, chat.
Cam Ward is out there on Fortnite. I didn't even know Fortnite was still rolling.
I'm going to have to talk to Cam.
You're going to have to talk to him?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Shapiro joins us now from the Houston Chronicle. Michael, what's up? How are you, man?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
You been
Talk
checking?
to him.
Have you been checking out these Cam Ward Fortnite streams?
I've really been enjoying it. You know, he's shouting out his receivers. I think his Calvin Ridley takes might be a little hot. His Treylon Burks take might be a little hot. But he's a confident kid, you know, and he likes to pump up himself and his teammates for sure. So it kind of fits in line with the guy that I've kind of talked to a little bit.
Right. We appreciate you hopping on. Michael Shapiro with the Houston Chronicle did a piece on Cam Ward's years in Texas as a high school player and a college player. And let's start here with just kind of a big picture, 10,000 foot view of him. What did you learn about Cam Ward? Like, what was your generalized takeaway about him?
Yeah, honestly, the biggest thing that I learned is he has a lot of self-confidence and belief in himself. That's the first thing that he really kind of seemed to give off to me. He mentioned he threw the ball 55 yards as an eighth grader. He didn't shy away from any comparisons to Patrick Mahomes. And that kind of confidence and creativity this guy has, it shows up on the film at every stop he's gone. So obviously, I don't think he's going to become one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, or that's some lofty goal. But he believes he's going to be a guy who really shines in the NFL, and his tape kind of shows he has the chance to do that. So Titans fans should be pretty excited, I feel like. So
you talk about that. I worked a college football game where I got to sit with him in a production meeting, and you talk about his confidence and that I felt that as well when I sat down with him. But did you take it as arrogance? You know, it was almost likable to me. It was like a likable confidence. I don't know. But what was your take on that from that fine line of arrogant and cocky and confident?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not going to act like I spent too much time with Cam, you know, maybe
Right.
10, 20 minutes, but every single person I talked to kind of gave off this vibe that the people around him like the energy he gives off, whether it be Eric Morris, who was the incarnate word, Ben Arbuckle, who coached him at Washington State, now at Oklahoma, Cam's high school coaches, Ernest Pena there. You know, Cam has a good nature about him. You might have watched those videos with him and Shedeur Sanders kind of practicing and warming up throughout this offseason. It's kind of fun trash talk. It's a jocular way. It doesn't seem like he's a kid that's better than anyone. He's from a small town. It's kind of a fun vibe, I would say, Cam gives off more than anything.
So it's interesting to think about, and what a story it is for a guy, as you wrote, no star athlete with no offers until that last camp in San Antonio, to elevate himself, and his journey leads him to the number one overall pick, which we all know is going to happen. What's interesting about that is we see so many athletes move around from school to school, and they have that ability, and God love them and all these things. But a lot of dudes do that in high school as well when they don't think the system fits their athletic ability, right? He stayed at his high school despite the fact that they ran, as you wrote, and so many people have talked about, that wing T offense, which a lot of schools in Tennessee did. It's an archaic offensive system. If you don't have playmakers, you run this, and you know, it's eye candy and all these things. But he didn't leave. He stayed there in a system where he threw the ball less than 10 times per game on average. And he knew, as you said, he knew he had the arm to play at a different level, but he stayed at that high school. And I think that's an interesting element to his story.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about that is his family and his parents really seem to be such a strong support system, even to this day, for him and people he still leans on. He is a West Columbia kid. His mom, Patrice, taught and coached at West Columbia for 20 plus years. And then his family, they went on these treks around the state to various college camps to try to get him a collegiate offer, right? He went to camps at Texas A&M and TCU and Texas Tech and all these places he had to go. Eventually, the Incarnate Word one is the one that sticks. So it's the kind of thing where I think loyalty, the people around him, he is, kind of a small town guy, at least in his vibe, other than, outside of the kind of trash talk things that people think about. But even at Miami, Washington State, Incarnate Word, he's a guy who kind of keeps to his circle around him. And I think that's definitely a compliment to him more than a detriment.
I like it.
When it came to Incarnate Word, how many people do you think knew where they was?
You still
I think that, 100%. I mean, I think Eric Morris, the head coach, was certainly surprised. He kind of talked to me about first seeing Cam at the camp, didn't really know who he was, saw this kid who he called a little pudgy. I think Cam has since lost some body fat, show up and just start ripping, 50-yard bombs, deep posts. And he said, who is this kid? Let's check him out. I think even when he arrived on campus, he wasn't given the starting job right away. I think some of the offensive playmakers had some skepticism because he was behind a kind of entrenched and solid starting quarterback, right? But Cam kind of said, I'm going to come in here and take the job. His play backed it up pretty quickly. And the rest, so to speak, as I said, is kind of history here.
That next step, what was the next step for him? How were they not able to keep him a secret there? Because that's still him making a leap to getting to Incarnate Word and having that opportunity is still not a platform where you're going to wow, and still get everybody's attention. So what was the next step for him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he could have thrown countless touchdowns at Incarnate Word and probably not been a hot prospect here in the NFL draft. The next step was Washington State. He followed Eric Morris, who now is the coach at North Texas, then moved from Incarnate Word's head coaching position to the offensive coordinator position up at Pullman. Then from there, Ward, I think, threw 48 touchdowns across 2 seasons, was a strong quarterback at Washington State. And it was kind of interesting. He probably had, I'd say, a 3rd or 4th round grade after his final Washington State year and thought, let me give college one more round. Goes to Miami, has a Heisman contending season, and he's standing here with a pretty impressive resume. He's the all-time leading passing touchdown leader in college football. Probably, we would expect to be the number 1 pick coming up here.
No question.
How much did Coach Morris talk to you about, and maybe even Cam, about his development, like the wanting to better himself part of Cam Ward, the wanting to learn, the willingness to take teaching and instruction?
Yeah, I think everyone, or at least most people at this point, know about the arm strength, know about the self-confidence. Eric Morris, the former coach at Incarnate Word, now at UNT, he stressed Cam at the board in the video room is an impressive kid, and not that it came so naturally that it wasn't a hard work thing, but there are certain hours there. I don't have these certain stories of Cam being a guy, staying past everyone with the lights going off, but it did seem like there was a lot of diligent film work to kind of augment the kind of arm talent. One other thing is, going from a wing tee to throwing the ball 50 times a game at the collegiate level, that's a lot of opening of a playbook. So the adjustment process there was pretty quick, and it seems like he handled it pretty well. So I think that should be at least a little encouraging.
I guess so, to move into that starting role over a veteran guy.
From a wing tee
to throw, like Eric Morris in your piece, he told him, look, you're going to throw it 40, 50 times.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Yeah, and obviously he loved that opportunity. So in your discussions with Eric Morris, is he surprised that Cam Ward has elevated himself to the number 1 overall pick?
He is definitely surprised that a guy plucked, so to speak, from West Columbia, a guy who wasn't on his college radar, elevated not only Cam's own career, but Eric Morris's himself, right? I think that both of these guys came from places that are unexpected. They've moved up the chain. I think Cam, obviously, a little more famously. But I think there's just a lot of gratitude there. There is some surprise, but ultimately, over this past, Cam's put in the work. He's augmented the talent that he's had, and it's taken him to a pretty cool place. I think the Ward family and Cam himself are pretty excited about where they're going.
Michael Shapiro, Houston Chronicle. He's got a piece. Zev tweeted it out from 3HL on Cam Ward's years as a Texas high school player and college player at Incarnate Word.
Yeah, good job. Good piece.
Absolutely.
We're excited here in Nashville if it happens.
Real quick, Mike, before letting you go, taking out, you being able to talk to Cam, if you didn't know him, if you can somehow play this spot, you don't know him, you were able to talk to Coach Moore, you were able to watch him, what's one of his best qualities that you would say, that right there, if he can hone in on that right there, whether it be character, leadership, whatever it is, if you could hone in on that one thing, what jumped off to you?
Yeah, I think it's something Eric Morris told me. I think it's finding a coach in offense that really is going to accentuate Cam's strength, going to let him drop back, let it rip, and try to make some plays. I think that's his biggest strength. He's had coaches that have really implored him to do that in the past. Let's see if Tennessee can now kind of do that with Cam's talent in the NFL.
You know, it's interesting that you use that phrase, let it rip, because Marcus Mariota, like after Mariota left, you just kept hearing from people in the building, high-level people, that were saying, you know, we were trying to implore Marcus Mariota to let it rip, and he just wouldn't do it on a consistent level. So that's a great attribute. That's hard to teach someone that's not willing to do it. So interesting that you use that phrase, and certainly anxious to see what he does at the pro level.
Yeah, should be very fun.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. At MShap2 on X, Michael Shapiro, the Houston Chronicle. Thank you, man.
Awesome. Appreciate it, y'all.
All right.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to know. That right there, what he picked up on right there, that's just let him do his thing.
Does it tell you anything in today's world where a kid knows he has that kind of arm in high school and throwing 55-yard routes when he's in the 8th grade, that he's stuck with the high school that he was zoned to, even though they ran the wing T, and he knew he could be slinging it around? It
says a lot about him.
Because a lot of guys would move on at this day and age.
Yeah, no question. They'll bounce immediately.
And you can't blame them. You know?
Also,
I think
what
it was
if Eric
scared,
Morris never found him?
Right.
I agree.
He didn't have any other offers.
They went to 6 camps. That was the last one.
Yeah.
That was the last one. If I'm Eric Morris, I'm like, hey, dog. That's the first line on my resume.
It can happen.
I found this dude.
It definitely can happen.
I really liked Eric Morris, too.
Yeah.
You remember, because I worked that North Texas Army game.
I remember you saying that.
And I was like, this dude's offensive mind is...
Todd sent us down the wrong path on that one.
I like it.
Oh, trust me. I heard all about it.
I was from the Army quarterback. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? All this stuff. Yeah, Todd.
I told him he was going to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know that dude's playing. Come on.
Plays at Army, man. He ain't backing down.
No.
He's out there with his brother. So, interesting story. Cam Ward from wing T to #1 pick in the NFL draft. All-time touchdown thrower in college football.
So this goes back to after we get the talent in, now it all kind of hinges on what you do as a play caller. And to have hope, you got to understand, like, the pitfalls he had this year dealing with Will Levis and him dealing with himself, Brian Callahan, as far as looking in the mirror. Like, you got to go get this one right. And you had an opportunity to have a mulligan year where you kind of, your feet wasn't really held to the fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now this is, I think we would all want that.
Taken.
Yeah, we would all want a scratch, dry run to be able to get into, now he should be settled in.
Also,
No
that
excuses.
growth has to be there.
It has to be. No question.
So, Pete
And
Nikos,
the trust in your staff.
college sports business and transfer portal reporter for On3.com, will join us at 4:20. What did you just say?
Yeah, so I get on...
On3's got another story out there about...
Not
transfer
football.
portal?
This is a basketball transfer portal NIL deal. Memphis Star transfer PJ Haggerty is asking for over $4 million and to primarily play point guard as he entered the transfer portal yesterday.
I told Zeph that yesterday.
Yeah.
Told you that yesterday, Zeph.
That is a lot of money.
There's a lot of money out there, especially for an All-American. This ain't nobody that's coming in on potential.
But more than $4 million, what do you limit yourself down to? Like 5 schools that could pay that in basketball?
Well,
because, I mean, number one, how many
Or that
schools
are willing to
make
pay
that
it.
kind of money in basketball?
Yeah.
15? That could for one player.
I think that's high. Is
It
15
is.
schools high for
15 might be
$4
high.
million for one basketball player?
I mean, we all know Duke
Slay's
will.
counting them right
We all
now.
know
I don't know, man.
the Blue Bloods will.
I think it's a lot of money out there, y'all. You got to keep in mind, we're not talking about football where it's got to be dispersed over, 105 if they all scholarship athletes. Like this, you got 15. And probably 10 that's really going to play. And 7 that you can get your roster down to.
I'm just saying economically, like how many schools make enough money to justify that kind of expense for one player?
All you need is 1 year.
Well, that's what it'll be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's quite. UCLA could do it. USC could do it.
The Blue Bloods.
The Blue Bloods could do it. Kansas, Arizona.
There's no way Tennessee would pay more than $4 million for a basketball player.
I agree, but Slay is quiet.
Well, I'm just going by what I like. So
he's like dead quiet.
I don't know, y'all.
So Chaz took less to play at Tennessee. The stories about Ament are they're offering less than Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, to me, it feels like Rick Barnes is selling this is what we are. I mean, they're still paying. More than $4 million is a lot.
I totally agree. It is who you are until you got to be somebody else. I don't know, man.
That's a good sentence.
Slay, how many players last year do you think were worth over $4 million?
You got to be somebody else.
I got my boy right there.
You did. I'm writing it down.
Say it again, Zelf.
How many players last year do you think were worth over $4 million in basketball?
I mean, what are they bringing to you? That's what you got to ask yourself. Like, what are your expectations? What are you bringing?
Right, because the value is winning. The value is also bringing money in.
Right.
Like,
you know what I mean? You got to have some,
television,
you got to put some butts in the seats. Like, and then at the same time, it's so difficult in basketball to say, okay, we're with this guy. You got to be able to get me to the Final Four. Like that, it takes one game for you to be off. You know what I'm saying? And the other team to be on, an average team to be on that can boot you out. So what are the expectations of it? You know what I mean? Like, you going regular season or what? That's what I would have to ask. That All-American list, some tough guys on there. Knowing what he
if Cooper Flagg would have come back and Duke would have paid what the market for him would be, it would have been like
he's
freaking $10 million.
He's an 10 million.
Yeah.
Easy. Without a bet, like BYU just brought a freshman in, dog, for $5 million.
People need to understand how much money.
Right.
So I'm saying, like,
people need to understand how much money BYU has.
And then they just went and got the young man from Baylor. Good God. I just had this little green.
What are you calling?
Green juice. It's like greens, lemons.
Disgusting.
I mean, he couldn't help it because he was talking. And it double dipped, too. It wasn't just one.
I forgot the young man from Baylor, man. Speaking of green school.
Speaking of, did I see a story where Baylor has no basketball players?
They probably bounced.
They lost everybody except Cameron Carr. He's the only player on the roster currently as of today.
Hang in there.
Yeah, they're left with 0 active players on their roster.
Help is on the way.
0.
Help is on the way.
Oh, man.
Well, there's probably not 10,000 in the portal, but it's probably close.
Go get some.
Oh, Rob Wright III is the guy to be. What did
he get? 3.3 or 2.5 or something?
I don't have that number in front of me.
Anyway,
but
it's something. I think it's $8 million for 2 players.
There's so much money with that Mormon group in Salt Lake City.
They wouldn't be good.
At Provo. Yeah. I read a piece and it was like, I didn't even think about this, but it makes complete sense. They're like, they are going to outspend a lot of people. Number 1 player in the country.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, man, it's a lot of money out there.
It's wild. It's wild.
It's wilder than I think. If that makes sense.
Can you imagine if you played during that time?
No.
You are who you are.
I stopped it.
Until you have to be something else.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation with my young fella, man, who's about to go through his little surgery. I'm like, dog, if somebody was giving me $700,000,
yeah,
$700,000, after that's tax, what, $300,000? I still don't think, especially football.
Depending on
when could I spend it? When could I have time? You're around the clock.
I mean, if you're doing your what you're supposed
Yeah,
to
if
be
you're supposed to be doing, like you can go get some jewelry, a car, maybe a house, like, but you
invest
still
that
don't get
stuff,
to
man.
enjoy it. You don't get to enjoy it. Like, where you going?
I think we can figure out a way.
Yeah, but not to what Babsy was saying. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
that's
like
right.
not the life we want to live out there,
Coach Cordell Landers, family friend of the Iamaliavas, tweeted something last night that I will read to you. It's interesting and entertaining.
This guy needs to stop press and send. Dude, he
can't
coached.
stop.
Doesn't he coach for
Yeah, he can't
Florida?
stop.
See,
Yeah,
and look, I'm
just stop.
don't you think Nico, he can't say anything to his family, but don't you think he's at some level just like, God, will y'all please stop?
You're doing the Homer Simpson meme.
Heck
Going
yeah,
back in
he
the
is.
bushes.
He's like, dude, you just
Field of
cost me
Dreams.
$2 million. Please shut your trap.
Come on.
Speaking of shutting your trap, that's what we're going to do for just a second. We'll be right back.
What is happening, y'all? Honest conversation. Let's have one. Boys and girls, gather around. Uncle Slade got something to tell you. These days, parents are, they're stretching out there. It's a lot more trust. You're maturing a little faster where you think you are. So it's an opportunity for you to get that license or your permit and be out there on the road. Two things you need to know. One, you got to be safe. Second, you got to have this number so you can be safe and protected. 615-242-9000. Probably asking, what is that number? That's Bart Durham injury law. So just in case something crazy happens, you're ever in a wreck, you need someone who's got your back. Well, that's where Blair Durham and the team come at your calling. Bart Durham injury law. They take care of everything. 615-242-9000. From the moment you call to getting you compensation you deserve. Take that headache off your parents. Just call our guy Blair Durham over at Bart Durham injury law. 615-242-9000, just in case. What's up? What's happening? Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Locked and loaded on this Get Friday. You know what time it is. Yes, indeed. You're partying in with us. Welcome to the show, man. We almost to the 4 o'clock hour, but we're not there yet. 615-737-1045 is the number where you can call in and get anything off your little chest that you want to get off on this Good Friday.
So we decided to report back to you. It is warm and sunny outside.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And it's where
Thank
we
you.
are.
Also, my bird poop is getting cleaned.
I'm telling you, hey, my guy Chris don't play. Chris Woods, man. I'm telling you. Spotless Auto Detailing, man. Fire. Pull up on you.
For those that don't know, Babs left her window down like 3 inches, and a bird got in her car overnight, couldn't get out, so,
Freaked out.
and pooped everywhere. I mean, sprayed the entire truck interior.
You gotta go, Yor.
So she's been riding around on a towel.
I cleaned it. Now, don't think that I've just been like riding around with absolute bird poop everywhere. But there's some
you cleaned
crevices.
it. That's why Chris is out there.
I did not clean it properly. And you know when you have like heated and air conditioned seats and they have the little holes in the seats?
Poops is in there.
Yes.
You should have turned your air on so the poop could have flew out.
Well, I tried.
Did you?
You can't get it out.
Oh, Babs.
I'm about to see if Chris can get it out.
Hey, I'm telling you, he worked miracles.
Yeah. Y'all, my house is like the Wild Wild West.
I know.
You know what
She sends a
I
video
found today?
What?
So there's a bird nest in our driveway, like in it's the Comcast Xfinity or whatever, like internet box,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but why was the box open?
That was my question.
It was
For a
just-
bird to be able to make a nest, that takes time. They don't do that in 5 seconds.
Well,
Or
and
10
then
minutes like
once-
going to the space.
I know, exactly. It's longer than what
Yeah,
it took those
Katy Perry was
women
up
to
and
go
back
to
in space before that bird's nest was built.
So it was cracked and
Perry.
cracked open, just like my freaking window was cracked open. You know what? Crack kills, y'all. Just don't.
And it
Just
attracts.
watch out.
Crack attracts.
Yeah, so
Birds.
it was just open a little bit, and so this bird started its nest or whatever. By the time I saw it, there were already eggs in it. So I was like, well, I'm
Not
not
only
gonna-
did it build the nest, it lived in the Xfinity
it lived
box.
in the net. Yeah, it lived in the box.
is
And
amazing.
by the time that I saw it, the eggs were in there. I'm not going to, I mean, come on. You know, I'm an animal lover. I'm not going to get rid of the eggs or the nest. I'm going to let the bird have its babies and we're going to rock on. Well,
yeah, but if
Mother
the bird
Nature,
sees you messing around that nest with those eggs, it won't come back.
Really?
well, guess what, Mayor? It doesn't matter. Because Mother Nature and the circle of freaking life.
The circle of life is a real thing at Babs' place, man.
It is.
So I walk out there today and I hear just like the nest kind of moving in there because it's right by my truck. Literally, like I can reach out in my driveway and touch it from my truck. So I like look in there. I'm like, oh, I bet Mama Bird's in there, or maybe the babies are here. So I like kind of look in. Oh no, it's a snake. That little mug was just snacking.
Just having a
I mean, having a massive meal.
a little 4-piece baby
There were
baby
6
wing.
eggs in there.
Do you think the brain?
6-piece.
Do you think the brain is big enough in a snake for it to realize, like, when it comes across this nest with all these eggs? Do you think there's a moment of time where the snake is like, "Hell yeah"?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no question.
I know that
That's what
little
got him
guy
now.
was.
Or do you think he just reacts like,
Ugh.
there's no thought
It's
process?
party time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and
What'd
when
you do
I
with
went
the
to
snake?
kind of, I got the hell out of there. Are you kidding me?
It's still
Well,
there right now.
No, listen to this. So I like kind of peek in or whatever. The little head of the snake pops out. I scream like I am a 5-year-old girl. My husband comes running out. What is it? I'm like, it's a snake.
Travis,
A
man.
snake. It's eating the eggs.
Think about the things Travis has to
Wait.
react to with her, right? Like,
Well, because
she
the
killed-
last time that happened, I cracked my head open, you know?
She killed a snake in the garage one time. She ran
Not on
over.
purpose.
She ran over her mailbox. Right, he had to come running out. She falls down the stairs, knocks herself out. She's cleaning the pool with ice on it. Stands on the ice. It
forgot about
breaks.
that one.
She falls into the ice pool.
Dang.
She's
about that.
cleaning underneath the deck and hits her head, knocks herself out again. Like, there is a lot going on with you, man.
I'm a freaking liability. I'm a walking liability when you put it all together like that.
Your life insurance people heard this show, man. They'd be canceling you so fast.
Yeah, they would. They did ask me if I jumped out of a plane or whatever on my life insurance. I know. I had to say yes because you can't lie. Anyway, so
I wouldn't have told him that. I would have lied.
So I went inside.
You are who you are until you have to be something else.
That's
I would have
right.
been something else.
Mr. Babs was like, "Listen, I was kind of sad," and he's like, "Listen, it's the circle of life. You know, it is what it is. Man. Like, it's fine." I'm like, okay. So I go inside, do my laundry, do stuff or whatever, and then I go to leave. So of course I check it out or whatever. Oh, that thing's gone. The eggs are gone, and the snake's gone. Which means, do you know what that means? He is in the vicinity of where I walk every day.
Yeah, but at least he's full now.
Yeah, he ain't about nobody.
He's not going.
Was it a little green one?
No, it was like a little rat snake. It was gray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that kind of dark black gray color.
Those can get pretty big, though.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thanks, Mayor.
I got some pictures I seen from Old by Me.
Yeah, he's about to get real big after his 6 eggs he just ate.
Yeah, man. That was a omelet breakfast.
No, that's a 6-piece dinner.
How did he know?
Smell it.
That nest was there.
Man, smell them eggs.
I mean,
man,
he had to go
chicken.
up the wall.
Man.
Like eye height.
Babs, that's like asking me if we walking down the street, we pass by a park and there's a grill out there. How I know they grilling?
I thought you were going to say wings or something.
I can smell the wings on the grill. I'm headed that way. That's what the snake was doing. Probably minding his business. Babs finna go to work. I'm going to go up there and hang out in the little Comcast box and see what's going on. And
listen,
look what's up here.
You are who
Not
you
only
are.
can I watch Comcast.
Until you had to be something else.
Bingo. He had to be something else.
Zev said to take Richard on line 3. That's the Jim Nance line. Richard, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Babette, in all seriousness, you have to clean the car because bird poop causes what they call histoplasmosis. It's a form of cancer. You got to get it out of there, no matter what. Even if you had to leave all the windows down in the garage, in the car and park the car in the garage, yeah.
Well, it's too late. I've been driving around for a week with it in there.
You're killing yourself, Babette, I'm telling you.
Uh-oh.
And for the snakes, crush up some mothballs and Ivory Spring soap.
Okay, that is what Mr. Babb said, and I was like, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, usually I agree with you, but this time Mr. Babbs is 100% right.
Thank you, Richard.
You know what he's talking about.
Unbelievable.
It's an unbelievable phone call right there. Do you think Richard woke up today and really thought, hey, I'm going to make this phone call to 3HL today?
Absolutely.
Man.
What the hell?
It's 3HL.
Well, thank goodness Chris is out there cleaning
been trying
cancer out of my car.
Coach Cordell Landers, family friend of the Iamaliavas, tweeted this last night. Quote, one person tells a story to 20 people. By the time it gets to the 20th person, it's far from the truth. I got a question about that. On 3 is ran by Tennessee guys. Definitely have a question about that. Who broke fake news? On 3. Nobody took the time to figure that out. We also found out who gave the story to @Pete Nikos, who will be on the show at 4:20, but nobody fact-checked it. So, number one person tells a story to 20 people. So, if there are 20 people in the room, if you're telling, he said by the time it gets to the 20th person, it's far from the truth. Well, if I'm telling 20 people at once, I'm telling the same story to person number 1 and person number 20 at the same time. I think what he's saying is, you tell it to one person, then he tells it to the second person, then he tells it to, phone call or whatever back in school.
We'll give him the limited character count.
Yeah, but you know how I think.
I know you do. You're like,
man,
no, that's not right.
That's not right, dude. Come on. And then on 3 is ran by Tennessee guys. Shannon Terry was on our show this week. Admitted, noted Alabama fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Coach Cordell. And Cordell.
And why does he keep tweeting about it? Like, stop, dude.
They need Elon to, just
shut him down?
Yeah, shut him down. Just for a second.
All right, Public Enemy. I like that. Chuck D over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did we say? When all this went down, you and I said, Tennessee ain't going to say another word about this.
No need to.
Because why would you?
The nation's running with it now.
Pac-Man?
Yeah. He's shutting it down. Nation shut it down.
Well, his podcast is good. He's doing good work. All right, 615-737-1045 if you want in. 3HL 1045 The Zone. An incredible quote from Clark Lee. I'll read for you next. 3HL.
All right, Zen Sports app. Listen, it is going to be around here for about 10 more days, as is Zen Sports right here in Tennessee. And then after that, that Zen Sports app getting a major upgrade, and they are going to launch a new state-of-the-art VIP Play app later this month, pretty much early May. And when that happens, you're going to be able to bet on more than 200 sports leagues, and you can parlay nearly every single bet offered. We'll have different same game parlays featured. Many of your favorite sports talk show hosts in Tennessee will have their own section. You can see what we're all betting on, and it's going to be absolutely amazing and fun. So head to zensports.com/VIP play, learn more, and you can get an early welcome bonus offer on VIP Play when it launches later this month. Use the code DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and jump in, zensports.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. You got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee to bet.
Good afternoon. It is 4:03. I'm Joseph Fernando, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. It was announced today that the Tennessee Titans will be holding their pre-draft press conference next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central Time, as Chad Brinker, Mike Berganzi, and Brian Callahan will all speak ahead of the NFL Draft, which begins on Thursday. You can catch that press conference right here on The Zone. Tonight, number 4 Tennessee baseball kicks off a 3-game series with Kentucky as the Wildcats make a visit to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch for Game 1 tonight is at 5:30. You can catch the game in progress right here on The Zone following 3HL. Game 2 on Saturday is at 5 p.m. Game 3 on Sunday at noon. You can also catch that one right here on The Zone. For your foundation repair and water improvement needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City, man. It's going to be in the mid-80s this weekend. Rain coming on Monday, so enjoy this. Saturday and Sunday. I actually did that. That wasn't a sound effect. Did y'all see that?
You did that?
Yeah.
You're a ventriloquist.
Ventriculist.
People in the chat, they love your stories from your home. And who was it? Said there's a common denominator here. With all these stories. Travis, nothing happens to Travis. Everything happens to Don Davenport.
Kind of stays out the way, don't it?
Why is that? You know why? It's because I actually pay attention to things.
Yeah, that's why you left your window open and the bird got in there and pooped all over your truck.
Listen, I don't think that your commentary was necessary, though.
I love the fact that you're drinking water. You're hydrating yourself. I assume
I
that's
got
water.
electrolytes.
I like it.
Like the powder?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes such a big
It
difference.
makes such a difference, especially when you're bad at drinking water.
Don Davenport.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday.
And when you say bad at drinking water, you literally can drink water. You just don't drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
But the electrolyte, what flavor is that over there?
Purple. I don't know. I guess it's grape. It's
No, I
purple.
like when you
The
said
flavor
color.
is purple.
Yes.
Yeah, mine's
I just
red.
pulled the sleigh.
Flavor's red. Yeah, that's exactly. You are on the right
Talking about his
path.
Kool-Aid.
That's right. You're on the right
Slay
path.
dog is here.
I'm in the
People like-
building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
People like your jersey.
Tell the people thank you.
You
Shout
got,
out.
hey, people. Slay
you.
says thank you.
Thank you, people. Krista Moore. This is an NIL version, which I haven't seen come back around yet.
So 5:30, Tennessee and Kentucky, right? Is that
Yep.
where we are?
Liam Doyle on the mound.
Your boy. Holla at your
boy.
boy.
He's got 95 strikouts so far this season.
Zeph loves this.
Liam Doyle, man.
Are you going to get a Liam Doyle jersey, Zeph?
Doyle rules.
Maybe.
All right, that's not your boy then. Krista Moore's my guy.
I do not have a Tennessee baseball jersey.
Really?
Yeah, I should get one.
Yeah, the amount of times you want to talk about Tennessee baseball, you should.
Hey, Dawn, you want the Tennessee baseball update?
No.
They play at 5:30.
They play at 5 tomorrow, noon on Sunday.
Who they play?
Kentucky, just said.
Thank you.
well, no. It's Kentucky because it's
Yeah, that's right. Where?
Lindsey
Knoxville.
Nelson Stadium.
In Knox Vegas. Yes. Kentucky goes down.
To the bird, I said. Lady Vol softball, number 2 in the country. They also are in action this weekend.
3 in a
Man,
row.
They beat number 1 Texas and number 2 Oklahoma in a series on the road this year.
Yep.
That is insane.
Same week.
They had never won a series on the road at a top 2 school, and then they've done it twice.
I mean, for Oklahoma, that's just the first home series. The second home series they've lost in like the last
2006, I think.
Yeah, almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy how good they are.
So anyway, Slay's got the pinstripe Tennessee jersey on today.
Mm-hmm. How about this was 2 years ago, I think.
Celebrating Tennessee baseball.
Seymour was a junior. Junior.
Liam Doyle, man.
If Zeph don't get a Liam Doyle jersey, Zeph ain't really no Liam Doyle fan.
I know. He loves Liam Doyle.
I just like really good pitchers. I guess I wasn't here last week when his revenge game against Ole Miss came and he struck out 14,
He
went 8.1 innings.
Wow.
Every time he ended an inning with a strikeout, he was fist pumping and jumping all the way to the dugout. That one meant something to him.
Yeah.
Andrew Fisher had a good weekend last weekend, too, against Ole Miss.
That's true, too. Also, Ole Miss transfer. 615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL 1045 on X. Pete Nikos going to join us from On 3 at 420. Happy Easter, y'all.
Yeah, we here.
It's going to be nice weather for this weekend. Happy Good Friday. Yep. So I want to shout that out. I saw a great quote from Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee. He said this, quote, I think we as a program, me in particular, can't help but operate with a chip on your shoulder, and you can't help but bathe in the doubt that surrounds you. How about that? Mm-hmm. Bathe in the doubt.
Just get up and rinse off.
That's tough, as Zeph would say.
Well, that's tough.
That was tough, right, Jeff?
I can't believe Ramon did not like that quote.
He didn't like it?
From Ashton Genty?
No, this is Clark Lee.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know, but
I was, it reminded me. That's what I was talking about.
He had described Genty's quote as tough in a good way. I think Clark Lee's quote is tough in a good way.
What's the Vandy over under 4.5? Have you bet the over yet?
No, I haven't. I was.
You said you were going to.
I was, and
Dude,
I went and put the money back so I can bet on the NBA playoffs.
If Clark Lee is saying that to the media, boy, he's selling that to everybody in that building.
Mm-hmm.
As he should. That should always be their motto at Vandy.
Bathe in the doubt that surrounds you. I think a lot of the successful people use that. Somebody in your life told you can't do this or that, you're not going to be this or that, and you remember it.
But you remember, then didn't they tell you you'd never be on air?
Yep.
But don't they think that we're going to take them serious this year?
Who's we? Tennessee?
People around SEC, I guess.
Oh,
Pavia came back.
I know, but I still think a lot of people look at that as a flash in the barrel.
Okay. Well, it better not be.
And still aren't
flash
sold
in the barrel.
It better not be.
I know. Where did I get that?
No, flash
Still not
that
sold
can happen in barrels.
on Pavia.
I think it was a Zeph reference from being fired.
Man, this is going to be interesting to see. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Do they catch people off guard this year? Because their confidence was sky high last year, boy. Always got to be able to do it again to make it real. We'll see how real they are. I'm right with you fighting Clark Lees. Get her done. Boom.
You riding with them enough to go over 4.5?
I'm over that.
Okay.
I got them winning at least 6.
Okay.
Let me go look and see what 6
At
is.
least 6?
Yep.
Now, that's a statement.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know, I thought we were just kind of floating around with that quote for a second, but that's a statement right there.
Yeah, what we playing around
At
for?
least 6.
Yeah, what we playing around for?
Are we going to go through the Vanderbilt schedule like we did last year?
Go ahead, hit it.
I'm about to go through it right now.
Do you remember what we did? Remember how we got Vanderbilt to undefeated last year?
Yeah. No, they weren't. I think they weren't here that
wasn't.
day.
No, yeah,
I think
I was
just
here. That's what you and Zeph did that. I just sat back and watched.
Remember
Did
what
we explain how they were going to win every
Hey,
game?
we got the Alabama game right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, their schedule for 2025. Versus Charleston Southern.
Win.
At Virginia Tech.
Win.
At South Carolina.
No.
Versus Georgia State.
Win.
Versus Utah State.
Win. That's 4.
At Alabama. Versus LSU.
I don't believe him. What is his name?
Mesopotamia?
No.
You almost said Mettenberger. You almost
said
way
Mettenberger.
back.
I almost said Mettenberger. Who is it?
Met show. Nussmeier.
Garrett.
I don't really believe in him.
I do. I love Garrett Nussmeier. I love Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gonna have a big year.
Really?
Yeah, they just need to run the ball. He's going to get plenty of opportunities because the defense
have a big year if if they running the ball.
Well, they need to run the ball so they're not just facing pass defense.
Keep going, Zeph.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Then versus Missouri.
5, Missouri.
At Texas.
Nope.
They're not beating Missouri.
Versus Auburn.
Missouri trash.
Dawn, you going to go to that Auburn?
10 games last year.
I guess you can't. You got to work. Maybe you'll get that game.
Trash.
Auburn Vandy in Nashville.
Vandy.
At
They
Vandy.
got them.
Yeah.
Then they got Kentucky at home, and then
Win.
they're at Tennessee.
That's 6 wins right there.
You said at least 6.
He
that's
just got to
6.
6.
You got to 6, but at least 6 means you feel great about it. When you stop at 6,
That's at
you
least
might have
6.
missed one.
No, I didn't miss anything. Kentucky, Missouri, Utah State, Georgia State, Virginia Tech.
Missouri's going to
Charleston
find a
Southern.
way to have a crew.
Missouri's
They got
going to find
money.
a way to be trash.
I mean, I didn't think they were any good last year, and they won 10 games.
Yeah, well, they're terrible. Let me go look at their schedule from
They
last
did
year.
lose
Their
those.
schedule was
They did lose those
trash.
2 wide receivers.
Their schedule was trash last year, too.
Their schedule was trash.
They may get better because
I love how you just
get.
give them the win at Virginia Tech, which is a hard place to play.
Oh.
Yes.
Pavia. I'm believing in Pavia magic.
What if Virginia Tech, what if they get like an ESPN2 night game at Virginia Tech? Then suddenly you've got Enter Sandman and the whole crowd is about to tear down the
What,
stadium.
Yeah, they ain't
what
winning
happens
that
when
one.
Enter Pavia man comes in? Because he's entering too.
Are you sold on Pavia?
Yes, I am. I'm not saying that they're going to the college football playoff or anything, but I am saying that Diego Pavia has got me sold. Like, he's got tricks in his bag. Coming in healthy, like, he knows that's it. The coach believes in him.
They
They
did.
had to go get the man at least 1 or 2 weapons.
They did lose 4 out of their last 5 last year with that same guy at quarterback.
Yeah, so you saying he trash?
I'm not saying he's trash.
Okay,
I'm
well,
I'm
I'm
worried
telling you
about
the man-
6.
I love how it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah.
There's no in between
No,
here.
there ain't no in between. The in between is 6.
You're either on the Pavia train or you're not.
Are you off?
Yeah.
And I'm on.
You're in or out.
Come on, ride that Pavia train.
You know,
Let's ride it. Come on, ride
I'm
the Pavia
on the train, but
Let's ride it.
I'm not inside like having drinks with you. I'm
Oh,
like hanging on the thing like
No,
the
you
guy
can't hang
in the
on.
old West
Can't hang on.
movies.
Nope, you got.
I'm hanging on the thing.
We have a conductor walking back and forth, or he would hit your little fingers and make you fall. Then what you gonna do? You gotta go, Zeph.
Pete Nikos, on3.com. He broke the Nico story before
said
it
we
got
gotta
crazy.
go.
He's up next. 3HL 1045 The Zone. FergusonHome.com. That's the website. 3HL is presented by Ferguson Home, and we're very thankful for them, and you will be too when you visit FergusonHome.com. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. They've got locations all over the place. Mount Juliet is the new location out there in Providence Marketplace, 401 South Mount Juliet Road, Powell Avenue in Nashville, New Salem Road in Murfreesboro, West Dunbar Cave Road in Clarksville, Lovers Lane in Bowling Green. Visual Comfort and Company Lighting. Elevate your home with lighting that's timeless and beautiful. Luxury lighting with timeless materials and expert craftsmanship. Check out Visual Comfort and Company Lighting when you visit Ferguson Home. If you're a homeowner creating your dream space, look no further than Ferguson Home. Ferguson Home has the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting for any of your home projects. Not sure where to start and how to get a beautiful finished project? Then let Ferguson Home help. Book an appointment at your local showroom. Get a firsthand wealth of knowledge and personalized experience and experts to help every step of the way. FergusonHome.com. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. I'm all for the Temptations, but kind of a weird play. Zeb, where'd you get this one?
This was in Buck's library.
Okay. I mean, I love it. It was just unexpected.
Nobody was expecting that.
I was told that you guys were trashing on my music when I was gone, so I'm trying to branch out for you guys.
I don't think we were we?
I was.
Oh.
You just say you play the same thing over and over.
And also,
Oh, yeah, we were.
I'm
That's
not
right.
sure that this is branching out
Listen.
in the proper way.
Well, that's in Buck's library, so
I
blame
love
Buck.
the Temptations, but like if you're going for demo, whatever. Let's
Well,
not
I'm
get
just
too far into
I'm
it.
experimenting here.
Yeah, okay.
We'll work it out. We got all year.
Well, you can take a Bunsen burner to that one.
Got it. Don't play Get Ready by the Temptations anymore.
Yeah, but when it comes to Christmas time, you can roll back out. 615-737-1045, always the number. The Nikos story has been a daily topic because Zeb's been on the Nico alert desk every day.
Yes, he is.
And it all started with this guy, Pete Nikos from on3.com, joins us now. Pete, what's up? How are you?
What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for having me on.
What up, Pete? I'm sure you're not busy at all nowadays.
So let me start with this. I'm sure this happened. Nick and Coach Cordell Landers, they reach out to get your address so they can send you a Christmas card this year?
I'm expecting an Easter basket this weekend.
Some of that chocolate might be poison now. Watch out.
So it's crazy. Like they're still like calling you names and saying you were wrong and all this. And like your initial tweet was they're in contract negotiations, which was proven to be true. Like I don't know why are they? I mean, you can't answer to that. Like, why are they still talking? But I'm surprised that they're still talking.
Yeah, things I can't control.
So walk us through that Thursday where you tweet that Nico and Tennessee are in contract negotiations. What was that day like for you? What was the reaction? I'm sure your phone blew up.
Yeah, Thursday was weird. I got a phone call in the morning that, like, hey, he's going in the portal from, like, someone who would know but, like, had no connection to Tennessee or directly with Nico's camp. So that was really weird. And we obviously put out the report that they were in active contract negotiations and just didn't think it was going to play out the way it did.
Were you surprised that he missed practice on Friday?
Stunned.
Oh.
Because you know what, guys, like in a situation like that, obviously feel good about what I was reporting, but there's also the other flip side to it where I didn't report he's going in the portal. I just said it is an active negotiation. So they could have easily come out and just been like, hey, he's a ball for life. It's all good. But they went in the complete opposite direction.
Yes, they did.
So that day, just from what we do, I wake up, I start putting together the show. They do too. We text all day and all this stuff. So at that point, it was like he said, and you're one of the he's. But when he missed practice, I told Slay and Dawn, I threw my pen down, closed my notes, packed my bag. I was like, well, there's our day right there. Once he didn't go to practice, this thing went another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's been a week and I'm still a little surprised he didn't go to practice and he left town and it's just he still hasn't officially signed with UCLA or anything like that.
Right. So
It's not official.
And for people that don't know, you're not a Tennessee reporter. You cover the portal and college sports business for on3.com, right? So where does this situation stand as you hear it with regard to UCLA?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting situation at UCLA where you got the App State transfer quarterback Joey Aguilar there, who has had a really good spring with the new offensive coordinator Tino Sinceri. And a lot of the coaching staff has no idea what's going on with Nico. I've talked to a lot of people over there this week, and they haven't been involved in the Nico discussions. A lot of it has just been on head coach Deshaun Foster. So UCLA has their spring game tonight. They're calling it Friday Night Lights. And after that, I think we should get a really good picture of what's going on. But it's been a super weird week in Westwood with everything with Nico.
Wow. So a lot of the UCLA coaches don't even know what's going on with regard to that situation.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Pete Nikos with us from on3.com.
Okay, so who was your source then?
Not going to say that.
I mean, Coach Cordell Landers tweeted today that we also found out who gave the story to Pete Nikos, but nobody fact checked it. Like he's still
coming
He
at
said
you.
On Three is ran by Tennessee guys. I'm like, Shannon Terry is a noted Alabama fan. Like, come on, man.
Who's your team, Pete? Just we're just all about fact finding here. Is your team
The
Tennessee?
funny thing is, I just moved to Tennessee in the last 9 months. Like, I've never worn a shade of Tennessee orange in my life.
There you go. See, we got your back on that one.
So how difficult is it to cover the portal, man? You want to talk about a fast-moving world. There's nothing more fast-moving in news or sports, I don't think.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the office or over here in Berry Hill, and I don't think we've seen a college football story kind of take off the way it did like that before compared to since Nick Saban retired.
Yeah, that's very true. Did you, in fact, get a raise and a new contract from Shannon Terry from On Three?
I very thankfully and gratefully did get a raise and a new contract.
You did? Look at Shannon Terry. He's
Shannon.
always about his word, man.
Shannon's business, man. He's one of the smartest guys in this group. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Number one, but
I appreciate that.
yeah, but so seriously, your phone must be going off 24 hours a day during these windows and probably in the windows leading up to the window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the last 20 days have kind of been a blur at this point, just with the ramp up to the portal and then what happened with Nico and then the portal actually opening this week.
So with everything, about to settle down then, and especially on the Tennessee front, where do you see them going? What's the aftermath of this?
But in terms of college football or Nico specifically?
No, in terms of Tennessee specifically, as far as jumping in the portal, anything active out there that you're hearing?
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot, to be honest with you. I can tell you a lot of quarterbacks across the country got new contracts this week because of what happened in Tennessee. But, Tennessee's next quarterback is probably not in the portal yet, and if it is, it might be it might be Steve Angeli, the Notre Dame quarterback, but at this point doesn't seem to be a ton of smoke there.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
So when you break a story like this, does your contact list increase? Agents start reaching out to you, hey, this dude's a player. I need to get some info to this guy.
Yeah. Well, whenever something like that happens, Lloyd, it definitely is good for business in terms of more people knowing my name and reaching out with the transfer portal.
So how do you do your job? I mean, I understand that's
that's a great question.
I mean, that's a broad, crazy question, but just from a standpoint of what does a day look like for you? Are you constantly texting? I mean, we watch Adam Schefter, right? And
yeah,
Ian
my
Rappaport.
Adam Schefter.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, this summer I told my girlfriend, I was like, I should really get 2 phones, and she's like, you're not getting 2 phones. I'm not that special. But yeah, right now I'm on the phone with you guys and scrolling Twitter and taking texts and things like that. And a nutshell of my day today is we reported earlier this morning, I should say, that Maryland transfer defense lineman LaVon Johnson signed a contract with North Carolina. Well, he just signed with Texas. And that's all in the last 10 hours.
Wow.
God, that's nuts. Yeah. And especially nowadays. And there's, I saw a tweet, there's over 10,000 players in the portal right now in college football. Now that's both divisions, but still, it is impossible to keep up with everything. And I know you have your priorities and all of that as far as what's most important in the portal to keep up with. But do you feel like there should be more guidelines, guardrails, parameters around what's going on?
If you talk to a Power 4 head coach right now, they'll tell you yes. I don't know. For my job, it's more fun to cover when there's more crazy stuff going on.
Us too.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, like, this spring portal window is super fascinating just because the talent level isn't there.
Right.
And that has made just for some, like, super interesting moments where, like, kids are going in just for more money or teams are offloading, like, 15 players just because they don't need them. And as someone who's watched college football his whole life, like, that's just the new aspect, I think, of college football that not a lot of people are used to.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pete, with this coming across your desk and you breaking it and everything that's going on with it, what's out of your time covering the transfer portal and college football, what's the most craziest or outlandish story that you got a hold of that you didn't run?
Ooh. I mean, I'll just say that there's a lot of quarterbacks who got offered a lot of money who are going to be drafted next week. Probably not in the first round. That probably could have come back. And I know I reported the Quinn Ewers stuff, but there was a lot more going on this winter than just Quinn.
That's what's interesting about it because, like, you know, Aller comes back, Klubnik comes back. Like, these guys are – I mean, we're in that day and time where guys aren't necessarily going to go, right? Like, we all think, okay, Arch Manning is the guy next year. Well, maybe not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it wasn't Texas. It was like – I'm not going to name schools. It wasn't Texas. But there's a lot of schools out there trying to get, like, a NFL draft-graded prospect to take some money and just come back.
I mean, some of them might do it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, interesting stuff, Pete. Appreciate you. It sounded like you got a text message a minute ago, so we appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yeah, you bet. I'll talk to you guys.
All right, there
Thanks,
he is,
Pete.
Pete Nikos. You can hear that text message come through.
Pete just getting quarterbacks all over the country raises.
He definitely needs 2 phones. There's no question. Could you imagine trying to keep up with your buddies and stuff while you're getting all these other texts and stuff on the same phone?
Especially, I feel like all you guys have these like weird group text chains, you know, and you've got like 6 different ones because it's like your golf group and your hoops group,
a lot of
your
groups.
gym group,
It is
and
a lot.
your, you know, college group.
You created one today.
I did.
Yeah. You're talking about intro music or something?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I still got to give Zeph
I forgot
my
about
song.
that.
No, she created that like
A long time
2
ago.
weeks, like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just re-messaged today because nobody answered.
Oh. Well, I don't even know what y'all are talking about, so I'll wait.
I'm on it.
I'll wait to see what
That's
happens.
got it.
I will wait to see what happens. So that's such an interesting world. Don't you think we're going to see, like, so what I was trying to say about Manning was about Arch Manning. He's not necessarily coming out next year, right?
No. You don't have to. You ain't got to.
I mean, back in the day, it's a guarantee. The second a guy like that can go, he goes. But we're not in that world anymore.
You got to understand probably how his evaluation is going to go as far as, forget outside, but inside.
Yeah, and Pete wouldn't go there. But like some of these, you know, mid-round guys.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we were following that too about because there were so many rumors about, you know, we'll give you this just to get in the portal.
Yeah.
And then come here. But,
right.
you know, some of those guys did stay in the draft as mid-round guys.
Mm-hmm.
But Quinn Ewers was one of them.
We'll see how we'll see how it shake out. One thing about it, with all this technology and guys like Pete, we gonna know.
How about UCLA? The coaches don't know. That's a Deshaun Foster and Nico Iamaleava thing.
That's real.
And they got their spring game today.
I'm with that. I like that.
And how about
drama? It's like soap opera.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. No need to know.
How about Joey Aguilar, who comes from Appalachian State, 6'3", 220, transfers to UCLA, takes their money, and now here we go with Nico. How do you think he's feeling right now?
Over $1 million, by the way, is what I saw yesterday for Aguilar, is how much they reportedly paid him.
Which is crazy. He's a 56% passer. Over $1 million.
Money got to get spent.
23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Yeah.
Of course, UCLA sucks, but like the talk is that he may go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know a name I saw today
Who?
that shocked me, and it's not going to happen. I don't think. Haynes King from Georgia Tech.
Oh yeah.
Now
I thought they locked him up.
They did, but is anybody ever really locked up, Slay?
True.
or is he locked up because Tennessee offered and this news was late.
That's no way. Didn't
I
Georgia
just-
Tech coach sign an extension or something?
Yes, he
Brent
did.
Key.
Yeah, ain't no way. You better not let him out there.
So
better not.
remember, I was talking about I just think it's going to be a big challenge for a quarterback that they take in the portal this week to go in and start having not been at Tennessee spring practice to get the playbook and all that. And it's easier with Tennessee's plays because they run the offense so fast,
Right.
so they can tell. They can use the communication with the earbud to tell what the play is. So it's a little easier in that way. But, to get the trust of the coaching staff, to get the trust of the teammates, to win over a locker room, all that stuff. Like Haynes King, that level guy could do it and step in and be good. Joey Aguilar?
Yeah, I haven't even watched him, I'll be honest.
I haven't either. But
I ain't got a clue.
56% passer?
I ain't even looking at his numbers because I don't even think we getting him.
Ramon Foster says he loves Haynes King. Signed him up yesterday.
Oh, I love him
Haynes
too.
that's a different animal.
dog.
Yeah.
Although he is definitely apt to get injured with
Yes.
the way he plays.
Ran
And he
for
played
600 yards.
Yeah, and he played injured a big part of last year.
They're going to get rid of it, though, up on Rocket Top. You ain't got to worry about half of that.
Oh, yeah. If he comes here, he'd worry about more throwing the ball, running second.
Yes,
Well,
but there is a
but
run game
there's
element.
a part of his game that
It's hard to
is-
take it out of
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
No, we're going to make sure you
I remember Brent Key talking about it because I asked him.
Down for
Yeah, when I
Milton
worked
around.
that Georgia Tech game, I asked Coach, I'm like, do you not worry about, your quarterback's beat up and you're still running him at the goal line? And he's like, yeah, you know why? Because he scores. That's his game. That's how, you cannot take it out of him. Like, you can't, at least at that level, he's like, you can't tell him to be something he's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in his DNA.
I'm with that. Yeah, stay you. So you got to be somebody else.
That's been a common theme.
Like Yoda today, man.
Serious, man.
Slay dog. Yeah, you are who you are until you have to be something else.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. When we come back, Deion Sanders responds to critics who say his son doesn't deserve to have his jersey retired.
Oh, my gosh.
I've got some background info on
I can't
this.
wait to hear this.
And then we'll play a little bit of what Coach Prime had to say about it. That's next, 3HL 1045 This Home.
All right, I want to tell you about Loan Pronto. It was started by a guy who said, you know what, there needs to be an easier and a better way, more of a quicker process so you're not buried in paperwork. That was Roger Moore, the owner and founder of Loan Pronto. And so what did he do? He made sure to simplify the process. And the best part is their ability to get you, the customer, the lowest rate. And they have been doing that for years now. All electronic, all digital. There's no extra hidden fees. Loan Pronto can help you out. And you should take advantage of this opportunity right now where interest rates have plummeted. It is time to call Loan Pronto if you have one of those high interest rates. Loan Pronto has multiple options that can help you get the financial freedom you deserve. A lot of homeowners can get cash out of their home's equity in less than 2 weeks, and most of them don't even need an appraisal. We did not need an appraisal. So give Loan Pronto a call at 615-499-5780 or start the whole process online, loanpronto.com at 499-5780. Loan Pronto, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Two Rivers Ford announces employee pricing for everyone. Every tradesman, every dad, every rising star. You pay what we pay. Two Rivers Ford. Locally owned. American made.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Visual Comfort, or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
For 3HL 104.5 The Zone, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. The musical director of 3HL is Zeph. He was not appointed to that position. He was just kind of
what?
Sometimes you just get thrown into something.
I got to get a song for Zeph.
I think you should take Zeph to Kendrick Lamar with you and Lil Ron in Atlanta.
Oh, I would love that.
Ticket's kind of high.
Yeah, what did they run?
I don't know yet for sure.
That is so true, though. Remember
Like
when we were kids? Jeez.
Holy.
Yeah, I'll listen to Kendrick Lamar on my phone.
Gonna sound really old here, but like, remember back in the day at Starwood, and it was like $40, and like you were trying to save up. And
Nah, that's long gone, yo. Them times have passed.
I need to go see Oaktown 357 Get Loose.
Get loose now. Yeah, they gone.
Yeah, wonder what they're up to.
Probably in Oakland.
Yeah, probably. There's not a lot left in Oakland.
No, it's not.
Everybody keeps leaving.
Teams leaving, everybody leaving.
Yeah. All you got to do is go across the bridge.
San Fran gobbling everything up.
Happy National High Five Day. We celebrated that earlier. Well, we haven't celebrated it, though. Should we all high five each
Nobody
other?
gave anybody a high five.
I doubt we should just do it, though.
Nah.
You can all give yourself high fives.
That should be like for the kids.
As a 23-year-old, do you and your friends high five each other?
No, we dab each other up.
Like you and Jackson don't walk
Dap.
down the hall and, hey, buddy, and high five each other?
Don, do you not know what a dap is?
I mean, no.
Babs, we did that back in the day.
Dap?
Yeah.
Do it. Oh, that's a dap?
I mean, anything like that. It's not like anything specific.
Yeah, but I don't throw my hand up in the air with my fingers spread out like the number 5
Like
and
you just don't care.
slap another one.
Lee Corso is retiring after 38 years at Game Day, man. He's been there since day one. And I love the way that ESPN has handled the aging process of Lee Corso and Dick Vitale and the health issues that they've gone through. And I love the fact that they're giving him one more show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Lee Corso, for a lot of us, I mean, that is one of the definitions of college football for us. So, like, you can't explain college football without him on some level. And, you know, I remember in the 90s, I remember game day in Knoxville, and I met Lee Corso and got a picture made with him and still have it. And we had him on the show. I'll tell this story about him. Because he's like your grandpa down the street or whatever, you know, like, and he's like happy and laughing and lovable and all these things. And I booked him to be on with Bob Bell and Bill King, and this was a long time ago. So I got into this business in 97, so it was probably somewhere in there. My job was to book guests, and I got a hold of Lee Corso. So before we start, so I'm recording in the booth, right? And Bob Bell, legendary figure in this market, R.I.P. Bob, is getting ready to interview Lee Corso. So I'm talking with him first, and then we'll hand him off to Bob, and they'll record the interview, and I'm hitting record and getting levels and all this stuff. And he was very much like a coach and not like he is on television. And I was shocked because it was taking me a minute to get everything set up. And he was like, look, man, I ain't got all day. Like, we going to do this or not?
Really?
And I was like, I'm sorry, coach. Hang tight real quick. Okay, we're ready to go. And he gets on with Bob, and we go 3, 2, 1. And he comes on with Bob, and he's like, hey, Bob, what's going on, man? Great weekend of college football coming up. I love it. Yeah, oh, yeah.
It did switch.
But I appreciated that. So the showman in him definitely is a thing. And he's going to turn 90 on August 7th. So what a run.
I didn't realize he was 90.
He's going to be 90 August 7th. He's been with Game Day, like I said, since day one. And they started on a set. Like, they weren't going to campuses for a minute. And the first on-location show was actually in South Bend on a November day. So, like, they had gone through the season in studio and then decided, hey,
let's go out.
Number one's playing number 2. Let's go to Notre Dame. It's Notre Dame, Florida State. And they did the show live from South Bend. And so the very next year, 1994, they did half of the shows on location. And then in 95, every show started to be on location.
Yeah. Well, they found something with that.
No kidding. Right?
Man, that was
How many Emmys
gold.
have they won?
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
So Kirk Herbstreit and Lee Corso could not be tighter. Like, and I love watching their relationship because you can see and feel the love that they have for each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, Herbie's dad has passed away, and you know, I'm guessing that, you know, Lee Corso is kind of a father figure to him on some level. But Herbstreit has been with Game Day since 1996. He started when he was 27 years old. This is year 30 for Herbie with Game Day. So one obvious question: do you do away with the mascot picks, like with the mascot head?
No.
You pass that along?
Yeah. And hopefully on that show he passes it along. Or I would say, man, video them in, zoom them in, just for the pick. I'm watching just for the pick.
So if he passes it along, who does he pass it to?
That's a great question.
McAfee.
McAfee's the obvious choice, right? But like, do you think Nick Saban would do it?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Do you think they bring somebody else in, or do they just roll with who they've got? Because they have a full desk.
Yeah, I think they roll with them.
Yeah. I think that's why McAfee was brought in, because they knew that.
It was ushering them out in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they lean into
he's
his
a big personality.
Right.
Yeah, lean into his fun side because, I mean, he likes to stand on the desk and, you know, take his shirt off and get the crowd into it. I mean, he's
like
the
a wrestler.
He's the perfect person to take over the headgear because
he likes to jump on the desk and take his shirt off, do you put the logo of his pick on his chest?
His pick is kind of built up.
And reveal it that way.
You think you do something different and
just do something
the
different?
mascot head? See, I think Corso passes it down. Like, I mean, it's the Game Day tradition.
But let him.
I feel like it's like an ode to Lee Corso that it'll always be done.
But let McAfee put his own little spin on it. So still do like that, but still do the headgear. But McAfee, you know, can add his own little twist because he, you know, you don't want to
But that's what I'm saying.
copy.
That's what he's doing now, though. Like, imagine
His own twist.
Yeah, think about his build up to the picks. Like, dude, he done had a viral moment damn near every Saturday. Like, with his pick, the build up, the let down, like.
You know, with him retiring, all the clips are out there. Like, I personally love the seersucker suit that he wore in Oxford, sitting next to the astronaut now, Katy Perry, who was throwing corn dogs and everything. Like, I like that one. The SMU Houston thing where he dropped the F-bomb. He was like, F it, and then, like, he started to go one way and then went the other, but actually said the word.
My favorite is when he started, it was the SEC championship between Alabama and Georgia, and he started singing that Georgia song that they sing, and then he goes, "Give me Alabama," and all the Georgia fans were booing him.
And they had Uga on the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was picking a Harvard and Yale game, and they had this little kid on the desk. I don't know why they had a little kid, but the little kid was like, "Go Bulldogs!" And he goes, "Not so fast, my friend." Except he didn't say my friend. He said midget. "Not so fast, little midget."
Wow.
Which that's a quote from him, not me. But
I was going to say, you're not allowed to say that.
He may not go with the headgear because this stuff is so dramatic anyway. They might have to do something. They got to figure something else out with it because I don't know if I can see him putting the headgear on.
You know, it's interesting. There's, like Nick in the chat said, can we just get rid of McAfee? That'd make it better, in my opinion. There is a very, but there's also a very, like, I feel like there's no in between. You either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
Well, you remember when he put out that,
is loving him too, because you watch him.
You remember when he put out that big, like, letter about, like, he wasn't sure what his future was with College Game Day.
Yeah.
Right after, not last season, but the season before. And then they brought him back anyways because he got a lot of hate from it.
He had some health issues. I don't remember what was reported, but
for McAfee.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about McAfee put out a statement,
right.
like a big statement on Twitter saying like, "Hey, like I'm not sure what my future holds with College Game Day," and then they eventually brought him back, but. I think a lot of that was because, like, a lot of people.
Well, he was negotiating with ESPN at that point, too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a power move for him. Mascot head picks began October 5th, 1996, when Lee Corso put on the Brutus Buckeye head as he picked Ohio State to beat Penn State. Wow. With the retirement coming after week one, Corso could bookend his game day career with the Brutus Buckeye head on. Texas plays at Ohio State in week one.
So that's...
You could bookend it.
Yes.
Now, there's one other game at play, which Dawn mentioned off air, which is the Alabama-Florida State game because he played at Florida State.
Right.
So that would make sense, too. But doesn't it make sense? First one with Ohio State, last one with Ohio State.
After a national championship?
That's cool. You can watch Texas wax them.
But in terms of the show, like, they've got to be there.
Yeah.
Right? And then...
I'm interested in what they do with that because that's a long time. 96 to
38.
That's a staple, man.
That is a staple.
That's a staple.
Almost 30 years.
I want to see it. I like the headgear.
You do.
Somebody got to do it.
I agree.
Somebody got to do it.
Tradition, man. Started it.
A tradition, unlike any other.
Yes. It's got to be there forever.
All right, more 3HL coming up, 5 o'clock hour. If you want in, we will take your call, 615-737-1045. Next week is draft week.
And we will be there.
Yes, we'll be there Thursday. So if you're at Nissan Stadium for the NFL draft, we will be there on Thursday. And we've got some fun things headed your way next week with regard to the draft as well. So stay tuned, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
I want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, and I'm going to start this entire conversation off by first saying the company turns 100 years old this year, which means, you know, they're doing something right to last that long. And then I also want to tell you that Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville was rated #1 for highest quality and craftsmanship, and this based on the Sitting 2022 survey of leading window brands among homeowners. Homeowners rated Pella as the leading window brand in Nashville, #1 as the window brand That's number one for innovation as the most trusted window brand and also as the window brand that stands behind their products. I can attest to it. I use Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And because of that, they want to give you the Dawn deal so that you can get a great deal. For April, this is the best one yet. 55% off qualifying installations and no interest if paid in full within 12 months. No promo payments due. Plus, you get an additional $250 off of your project. Schedule that free consultation. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Ask for the Dawn deal. And you can do it all online at PellaNashville.com.
Good evening. It's 5:02. I'm Joseph Nando live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. It was announced today that the Tennessee Titans will be holding their pre-draft press conference next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central Time. As Chad Brinker, Mike Borgonzi, and Brian Callahan will all speak ahead of the NFL Draft, which begins on Thursday. You can tune into that press conference right here on 104.5 The Zone. Tonight, number 4 Tennessee baseball kicks off a 3-game series with Kentucky as the Wildcats make a visit to Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch for Game 1 tonight at 5:30. You can catch the game in progress right here on The Zone following 3HL. Game 2 on Saturday is at 5 o'clock. Game 3 on Sunday is at noon, which you can also catch right here on The Zone. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Bulls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three, 104.5 The Zone. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great Friday. The weekend is here, y'all. Beautiful weather, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Don Davenport is here, y'all.
What up?
What up, Babson?
Happy Friday, y'all.
Keith on YouTube says Morant going for 40 tonight.
Yeah?
His over-under is 26.5. I do know that.
26.5.
Points. Yes. The Covers guys, covers.com, saw them at the Super Bowl. They mess around with Furman a little bit. They had as one of their best Morant over 26.5 tonight. He is dealing with that ankle.
Yeah, he's going to get shot up, though.
Yeah.
That. And
Tore it
going
up.
out there, yeah.
Keith also, I think it was Keith earlier in the chat, said that Vanderbilt's going to win more games than Tennessee in football this year.
Yeah, I tried to bet him 500, and he never go back to me.
500?
Yeah.
Wait,
Same thing I
so
tried
he
to
said Vanderbilt's going to win more than Tennessee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When
I
we
tried
went
to do
through
the same thing with Jael. Jael said Houston was going to beat Florida. He didn't want to bet the 500 either.
Let me ask you this.
I love that.
Here,
That's where you go to make that guy, okay, you really think that? Step up.
Yeah, here we go.
y'all are crazy.
What are we talking about?
Okay, right here, right now.
All right,
Who
Jesus
is
Jones.
who is the quarterback for Tennessee for this season?
Jake Merklinger. Jake
Either one of them.
Merklinger.
They're still going to be Vanden wins. You don't believe that?
I like it when she goes quiet.
Are you going with Vanden?
No, not necessarily, but as of right now, you don't know who your quarterback is for the Vols, and it's
I know he's a 4-star quarterback.
April
that's got a big arm.
18th.
Yeah, but
He was the number 13 ranked quarterback in the country.
We didn't say
when he
this.
came
Keith said this. So that's why it's if you're really feeling that way.
Oh, I'm not betting you $500 that
No, not
Vanderbilt's
you.
going
I'm
to
saying
win
Keith.
more games
I know
than
you don't believe that.
Tennessee.
Can you imagine your
I don't
husband?
believe
Your
that.
husband would not text us. He would not call us. He would show up here. And he'd be like, lady,
What are you doing?
$500.
Have we heard at all from somebody other than Nico's father and what's his name?
Landers.
Mayor.
Coach Cordell Landers,
Thank you.
In fact, yes, we have. Just a few moments ago.
the executive producer of 3HLSF. He's got something for you at the Nico desk.
Yeah, Nico has finally spoken out to the public via 2 Instagram stories, where the first one is a picture of him stiff-arming an Ohio State player in that playoff game, where he says, "Damn, I tried to sit out and throw the playoff game too. Laughing face emoji, laughing face emoji. These boys just make me laugh, man. Ain't no way." And then he posted a few moments later, me and at Navy Schuler talking about how I'm going to throw this game real quick with a picture of him and Navy talking pregame.
That's cool.
Yeah, have fun with it.
He's supposed to. I would lean in too. You got to get your side out at some point. Because your dad and them show ain't helping.
Okay, but
Your dad and him.
these posts are not helping his own cause.
Let me go
either.
look at them.
Yeah, usually it's your mom and
I'm
them.
looking at it
This
right
one
now.
is your dad and them. Not helping?
No.
Okay.
Like, dude, just don't press send. Do we have to freaking pull that up again? How long ago was that?
Yes.
Do we
20
really?
years?
Do we really think that Nico is running his own account though?
Yes.
I mean, the way
Yeah, absolutely.
like the way that things are spelled, it's like the talking about is spelled TALM.
Yeah.
That is
most
very
definitely.
that generation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably very easy to mimic.
He's not that big to be. He can't run as.
I'm not saying like he's got a social media manager. I'm saying he's got a father who really likes to be involved in his business.
No, I think this is him.
This ain't. Yeah, come on now. I mean, all right.
While you're looking for that, I want to go back to the $500 question. Who will have more wins in football this year, Tennessee and Vanderbilt? From a Vegas perspective, even with Nico gone, they went from 9.5 wins over under to 8.5. They lost one game.
Dang, they only gave Nico one game.
One game. Vanderbilt is 4.5. So half of where Tennessee is. That's where you want to put $500? I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying that's not a great bet if you want to give Vandy more wins than Tennessee.
I'm riding with.
I love that you just go 500. Like, you want in? Let's go.
Yeah,
I ain't talking about $20.
Yeah, people can throw that away all day. A little something just to think about. At least a couple meals.
Deion Sanders responds to critics who says his son doesn't deserve to have his jersey retired. Shador's record as a starting quarterback at Colorado, and I get that they sucked, forever before they got there, and they did have a measure of success for sure. And they were a fun team to watch, and he was a great player, probably a first-round pick, all of these things. 13-12 as a starter. Now, here's the thing. Prior to Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter getting their jerseys retired, okay, prior to that, Colorado had all of 4 players in the history of their football program with their jerseys retired, and they won a national title in 1990. One player since 1970. One. And that was Rashawn Salam, who won a Heisman Trophy, just like Travis Hunter, right? And he got his jersey retired 23 years after he played at Colorado.
They had to let it settle in.
So I'll give you Travis Hunter deserves it because of the Heisman Trophy, but they're not waiting 23 years. They're doing it right now.
Right.
But Shador Sanders? No way, dude. This is some of what Coach Prime had to say about this.
You know, retired jerseys can be a sore subject.
Not really. This is the first time I ever seen it sore. I don't know if you know it, but I'm retired, man. I think every jersey during I played in is retired. So I'm pretty familiar with this. So it's never been sore.
But why do you think that? What was your message like maybe Buff Nation and Buff alums who are wondering
I don't have
why?
a message. I'm praying for my AD. I love him to life, Rick George. Let's get the elephant out the room. I don't want to talk about this too long. I'm going to just talk briefly and let it go. We talking about Shador. We ain't talking about nobody else. But his last name wasn't Sanders. We wouldn't have this discussion. The only reason we were having this discussion is his last name is Sanders. Okay? That's it. It's been so many things accomplished at this university expeditiously. It's been unbelievable. And I think we should be appreciative. We should be thankful. We have a room full of wonderful people that covers us. And I don't know if you all were in this room 2-3 years ago.
So he goes on to say from there, like, yeah, you guys remember when you came in here and it was really hot and there was no AC and then I fixed the AC? Or do you remember when, this room looked much better than it did the previous years? And just stuff that they had fixed around, like, the media facility, trying to be like, hey, we gave you guys stuff. I didn't really like that part of it because, like, that had nothing to do with what Shador did on the field. I mean, yeah, I guess Colorado brought in some more money because Shador brought in some more attention. But, I mean, using that, like, no, that's not what the retirement's for.
Like, I don't even think, like, this, he is so far off with this, like, there shouldn't even be a discussion. Like, if people were like, if they hadn't done this and they hadn't announced it and the question came up, like, should Shador Sanders have his jersey retired? Everybody would look at you and be like, why are we even talking about this?
It's not because of the last name.
Yeah,
like, he's dead wrong on this. It's because the 12-13 record and that he's not deserving. If he didn't have that last name, his jersey wouldn't be in the rafters, period. We wouldn't be having this conversation at all.
So Deion may come back and say, well, I didn't retire Shallows.
I mean,
yeah,
aw.
he wasn't invited to the
Could you
combine either.
imagine the outrage if Shiloh Sanders' jersey got
Oh,
retired?
stop.
It's outrage.
Listen, there's
it's outrage
outrage
with
enough.
Shador.
I know. And Shador was like a solid player.
Yeah, but nobody off the 90 national title team has.
That's tough.
Eric Bieniemy was an incredible football player at Colorado.
That's tough right there.
Mike Pritchard, Darian Hagan, Kanavis McGee. Like, I remember Tennessee
What are we
played that
doing?
Colorado team.
That's tough right there. That's tough to even go defend. Like, that's.
Tennessee and Colorado played to a 36-36 tie in the Anaheim Pigskin Classic or whatever the game was called at the beginning of the season. And then Colorado went on to split the national title. But nobody off that team had their jersey retired. And this guy's 13-12.
And I'm okay with Travis Hunter. Like he's a
Won the
Heisman. Yeah.
Go.
Yes.
That's fine.
No problem.
Like,
I
he's the
I
ultimate.
just there's no way that Dion actually believes that, right?
I love how he threw his accolades in there.
Yeah,
no kidding, dude. You're a Hall of Fame player. You're one of the best players in the history of the freaking game.
on every level.
We understand how good you were. Do not compare him to you.
Hey, you did it in another sport, just for
giggles.
Yeah.
Well, those were some stories where he would play an NFL game and then go play a playoff
Like,
game
you're
for
different.
the Braves.
You're different, man. You're different. They don't hold a candle to you.
Also, Florida never retired Tim Tebow's jersey, but Shador Sanders got his retired. Do we need to go?
I mean,
do we need to go through their
will,
Do we need to go through
sure.
their accolades?
I mean,
comparisons?
usually jersey retirements happen a long time after a career's over.
That's why.
So give Florida a minute on Tebow. That's going to happen.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that's how that makes how crazy what Colorado's doing with Shador and Travis.
Is he that just is he just that tone deaf
No, I think
and locked into his own stuff that he can't see out of it?
That's what I think. I think they just I understand him turning the corner for Colorado, but it's like, what are you saying?
Which is
for,
incredible.
Yeah, what are you saying for everybody else that came before that?
That's
and
right.
him out of everybody understands him being a historian of the game, and I know he understands the Buffs history. Like, that's a tough pill to swallow. I can't.
They've had
come
a
up
lot
with
of
nothing
great
for that.
players at Colorado.
Whole lot. I mean,
And they've only retired 4 jerseys until now.
yeah, that's tough.
So after this, they'll have 6 retired, and a third of them will be off last year's team.
I mean,
That's tough.
And they've only retired 1 since 1970,
That's tough.
and now they're going to do 2.
I don't know how they do it though.
Anyway, meant to bring that up yesterday, but that was weighing on us a little bit there. 615-737-1045
and now
if
we're
you want
done
in.
talking about it forever.
Yeah, we absolutely can't talk about that no more.
Forever. Again, we'll update you on some of the things that have been thrown out on the show today. Michael Shapiro came on the show, gave us a great background story, foundational story of what Cam Ward is as a football player and a person. He did a story on him for the Houston Chronicle as Cam Ward played at a high school about 60 miles south of Houston, where they ran the wing T offense and didn't throw the ball hardly at all. Had 1 offer, no stars, and now he's going to be the number 1 pick. Also, Pete Nikos, who broke the whole Nico situation, about who might Tennessee end up with. His guess was Steve Angeli from Notre Dame.
But he wasn't convinced.
No. But that was the only name he gave us, when we asked. So I thought that was interesting. And then the Nico situation in UCLA, Pete Nikos saying a lot of the coaches don't know what's going on at UCLA.
I found my $500 better too.
You did.
Ballin' Ali.
No way.
Yep, and I gladly accept it. No, we shook on this, so it's done deal.
How'd you shake on it?
I put the little black hand
Virtually?
emoji versus white hand emoji. Shaking hands. Just shake. That's a bet. I gave him a chance. I said, like Babs said, it is April, dog. You sure you want to do this?
What was the bet? Vandy more wins than Tennessee in football?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
And you're going Tennessee.
Is Ali a Vandy fan?
No.
He's kind of a contrarian.
He's an Ohio State fan.
That's right. But he's just in general kind of a contrarian, so it doesn't surprise me.
A guy.
Ballin' Ali. All right.
Has Michigan really? Somebody said Michigan's not retired Tom Brady's jersey.
3HL1045 this up.
What's happening, y'all? 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, where you need to head to physically. Go there for exceptional styles, exceptional deals every single day for over 50 years. Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the community with exceptional style and those deals every single day. Like I told you, it's family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations. They're deeply rooted in the community. Now, from the service that they've had, they always pass it down generation to generation. So get in there and get you an engagement ring, whatever it may be, whether it's watches, whether it's repairs, they do it all and they do not miss. If you don't have the ability to go in there, well, you can go to BrentwoodJewelry.com and do the same thing. Go through all and surf and find exactly what you're looking for. Watch the feedback you get. You haven't already heard, and as was premier timepiece dealer is Brentwood Jewelry. Not only do they have the best selection in watches, but they are also the go-to spot for pre-owned Rolexes. So hurry on over there, man. 7012 Church Street East, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
It's that time of year to get that lawn going. Dickens Turf and Landscape I can help. DickensSupply.com. My man Trey Hartsook is here.
Hey, Brent. Yeah, it's such an exciting time here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. I'll tell you what, this weather's starting to turn. We're getting a lot of different calls about service. People calling in saying, hey, Trey, my machine is broken. Can you guys help me? And at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we absolutely can. We have the best service technicians in the business, as well as ways and means to come get your machine, fix it, and get it back to you. If that's you this spring, stop in at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Give us a call. We can come out, pick your mower up, get it fixed, and get it back to you as soon as possible. We're conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. This is Breaking Benjamin. Babsy is going to have a giveaway. Her prize closet is going to open.
Yes, 2 tickets to see Stained and Breaking Benjamin at Bridgestone Arena on April 27th. Do you want me to open it now?
Yes.
Okay. Zeph said yes. 615-737-1045. Caller number 5 right now from Bab's Prize Closet. You win 2 tickets to see Stained and Breaking Benjamin at Bridgestone Arena on April 27th.
Zeph was like, please, let's get this over with right now.
Right. You know why? Because we always forget.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but he would rather get past it now, right?
Yeah, that way I'm not like trying to scramble through calls.
Scramble.
See, you just accidentally insert words that take us right back to your Cracker Barrel days, man.
Scramble.
That's him.
Scrambling eggs.
The scrambler.
No longer.
How many eggs do you think I cracked in my time there?
Ooh, I don't know.
What were you
Give
there,
us,
like 8 years?
7.5.
7.5.
Well,
Over, under?
Over a million.
A million? I don't think it's that much.
I don't know. That's a long time,
That's a lot
Zeph.
of time, man.
A million.
Were you ever working 7 days a week there?
Oh, there were summers I was working 60-hour weeks.
Oh, absolutely a million.
Okay.
I'm going in there for dinner and getting breakfast.
Let me ask y'all this, because we'll get back to some sports stuff. Look at all the lines loaded, trying to win.
Trying to get eggs.
I will only eat eggs scrambled. I will not eat them another way. How do y'all eat eggs?
I eat them scrambled, but I like egg fried hard
on the
my
burger.
sandwiches and stuff. Yeah.
I like over easy. Where it's just runny.
Ugh, gross.
What is wrong with y'all? You can't do it like I can.
No, I can't. But I could if you made me eat over easy eggs.
Oh,
it'd be right there in your face.
Oh, you couldn't even make me. I'll run at the sight of them. I asked the lady, "Hey, lady, why is this on my plate?" Oh, man.
Hey, lady, why is this on my plate?
One of y'all, whoever brought this to my plate, my table.
Y'all are crazy.
So we go to Bab's house, she'd just make us some runny eggs?
No.
You know that
I
if you
would
go to
sprint.
Bab's house, I am making you nothing.
Captain Terry says
Nothing over easy.
over easy on a burger. I have done
For the
that.
win. Yep. Yeah, Johnny.
It's not like I'm going to put scrambled eggs on a burger. I just usually leave the egg off.
No, egg fried hard on the burger.
That's what Captain Terry
I thought he
said.
just
That's
says
called the hangover.
Captain
burger.
Tony, sorry.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, he says over easy on a
Yeah,
burger.
all I'm
You're
saying,
right.
he
You're
wanted,
right.
he
You're right.
wanted when you bite into it, the slime start coming out. That's just for Nickelodeon. Not me.
It's just gross to me. Anyway.
You guys know who won those tickets?
Who won the tickets?
Ryan Williams.
The wide receiver.
Wide receiver from Alabama, yeah.
Wow, that's what's up.
What up, Bri?
He's in the portal.
No, it wasn't him. But he said that his son did go to Alabama, and so they disowned him. So
I love the SEC so much.
I also love that you get the information in that phone call. Like, he just had to share that with you.
Well, it's because I brought up I was like,
Ryan Williams.
are you the wide receiver? Are you 18? Are you the 17-year-old wide receiver from
He's not
Alabama?
still 17.
But he was. That was the thing.
I know that was the thing. I
It's
might
just
have
like-
said it several times.
It's just like Josh Dobbs is the rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Ripple Effect says the only breakfast that goes on a burger is bacon in all caps.
Man.
A fried egg on a burger is phenomenal. I don't know what you're talking
Thank
about.
you. Thank you, Zephyr.
But outside a burger, do you just eat eggs one way if you get eggs?
No, I'll eat them either over medium or scrambled.
What is over medium? I don't even know. Like, I never order any of that, so I don't even know what it means.
Medium.
You guys want me to like walk you through like the egg?
No,
types?
no. Mm-mm.
I can
I'm
spend the
putting my
rest of
foot
this.
down.
I
Do
can
you take the little white part out, like the birthing part out?
Birthing.
It's the embryo of the chicken.
Oh
The
my
little white part in the
gosh.
yolk.
Stop. I like eggs, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
want
gonna
to
say,
talk
I eat
about
all
this.
that. Take it out.
No, okay.
That snake likes
Dawn,
eggs
close
in
your
my
ears.
house.
Dawn, close your ears for a second.
No,
the
let's
worst
not do
part.
it, Zep. Let's not do it, Zep. Let's not do it.
No.
Let's not do it.
No, Zep.
Let's not do it.
Okay, I won't do it.
No.
Don't do that.
I was gonna tell you what the worst part of
Zep, we
cracking
knew what
eggs
you was
was.
going to tell us that we don't want to hear.
No.
So Aaron
Don't let
Rodgers.
Mayor lead
I know
you
what
down
you're
that
going to
road.
say.
Yeah.
No.
So Aaron Rodgers told Pat McAfee yesterday that he may play or he may retire. Quote, I told every single one of the teams, it ain't about the money. I said, I'll play for $10 million. Whatever. He said, I'm open to anything and attached to nothing.
He's so weird.
So are you playing or not, Aaron?
But he also, another part of his quote was, he said, I'm 41 years old. I'm at a different part of life. I have a serious relationship. But then he also said, I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. If you have a serious relationship, you're not attached to it.
Aaron, why don't you just walk away, bro? Like, walk away into the sunset. Like, no one is attached to you either. Like, we're all hoping that you just end this.
Here's my thing.
Your NFL career is what I'm saying.
You're kind of a selfish you-know-what right now. Because what are these teams? These teams have to do something. Make up your mind. Like, it's not, at some point, stop making it about you.
Do you think Steelers fans want him now?
I don't think he cares.
I don't know. I'm not talking about. I don't care what he cares. I'm saying Steelers fans. Do you think they're like, please just don't retire and just come play for us? Or do you think, all right, I'm tired of this dude?
But isn't this quote so him? I'm open to anything but attached to nothing.
Right. Thanks for telling us nothing, dude.
They could literally put that on his tombstone, and it would encapsulate that dude right there.
Yeah, you got too much going on.
He's such a weirdo.
How about like being in a world where that we just can't comprehend, where he says it ain't about the money. I'll do it for $10 million.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like $10 million's chump change.
Yeah.
And also,
right?
Would you really?
Wow.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Stop lying.
You don't think you would do it for $10 million?
No.
He needs to stop. Aaron, stop the games. Why hasn't he been in this cave?
I don't know. Maybe he has, and he just didn't tell
That's
anybody.
where all of this is coming from. If he would have just went to the cave,
then maybe he could make a decision.
Yeah.
That's another funny thing. When he went to the cave, he made it sound like it was the most rustic thing, and you're living like with no light. And like, have you ever been to Mammoth Cave? You go into Mammoth Cave, and if you go on the tour, you go in there, and at some point they stop you, and you're well within the cave. And then she's got like Coleman lanterns or whatever, and she says, "I'm going to turn out the lantern." So you can see how dark it is in this cave. She turns out the lantern. I mean, you cannot see. You could put your hand almost touching your nose. You wouldn't be able to see it. So that's what I envisioned his little escapade into the cave last year or the year before. When was that?
And it was not that at all.
And then we got pictures of it, and it's like this plush thing.
Beautiful.
They have rugs down. They have toilet. They had a hot tub.
Yeah, that's over.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say plush.
It's not the Four Seasons, but he had a hot tub in this little cave. It was at least
a 3-star. I stayed in worse.
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
Like,
a 3-star.
Yeah,
I started to compare it to something, but I'm not going to.
No, don't do it. Like
He's so weird, though, man.
He is.
I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. He doesn't care. So
I just think he's selfish.
Savage played more than a decade with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What does he think about this situation?
That's a good question.
I should have asked him yesterday.
You had the floor.
I had the chance.
Mm-hmm. Why would you let that slip by you? I think they'd take him.
I don't know, son.
I think they'll still take him.
They'd take him.
I mean,
Steelers,
and still want him because of the weapons that they have out there. On the outside, like, even though I don't like what he did with what's my guy that was there before? Golly, I just went blank.
Are you talking about
before Devontae Adams got there? The receiver that was at the New York Jets.
Oh, Garrett
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Man, the truth. But remember, early on in the season, he wasn't getting no looks like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what he'll do with George Pickens and DK Metcalf.
I hope he plays because he's entertaining to me. As crazy as he is.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I think he'll ball out.
You didn't when he went to the Jets.
I absolutely didn't.
You were Nathaniel blah blah blah.
But you think Nathaniel was there.
Yeah.
Nathaniel had it.
Exactly. Like, what was he walking in on? I ain't believing him.
Also, it's the Jets. They always screw everything
find
up.
a way.
But you think that he would have success in Pittsburgh?
I do. I think that tradition and everything means a little bit more up there. Or, boy, you talking about if they thought it was hard to deal with, and I know New York media, but that fan base ain't what Pittsburgh's is. Now it'll be hard to walk around that town. He might as well get helicoptered in. You ain't gonna be driving in.
Yeah, because in New York you can hide in plain sight almost.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can just go to some penthouse. And
it's life in Pittsburgh.
Stay in there and roll.
That's life. Them people.
But there's also all kinds of other famous people walking around in Pittsburgh. That's not set up that way.
No, they know where you at.
He can't live in the top of a building and.
Yeah, you can, but you got to come down. You got to get to that arena.
This little treehouse.
Man, them people live it up there, boy. It's a little different. A little different than the Jets.
I saw an aerial view of PNC Park the other day, and it was a beautiful day, and they had the confluence of the rivers, and PNC Park's right there in between all of that. It was absolutely gorgeous.
I've actually been there. That's one of the ones I've been to.
Yep.
Because, like, when I was a kid, I mean, that was a steel town, dude. It was dirty, and they've gone through some transformation up there.
That's the hell.
What are the rivers? The Monongahela, the Allegheny.
You ain't going to get me.
Allegheny's the only one I know.
Yeah. 3 rivers.
And the Ohio? Is it the Ohio River? In Pennsylvania?
Sound like a good guess to me.
I know Allegheny. I know Monongahela.
I'm going to run with that one, Ohio.
I think it's Ohio.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
It's like the Tennessee River rolls through Alabama.
That's what we're doing. Roll right on through.
Mississippi goes everywhere. I still love the Seinfeld episode when they were like, who's your favorite explorer? And I think he said, I might be wrong on this. I'm not great at explorers, but he goes, DeSoto. George said DeSoto, and he's like, what did he do? He found the Mississippi River. Jerry's like, oh, big deal. Like, nobody was going to find that.
That's an excellent show.
So good. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Again, Coach Cordell Landers, family friend of Iamala's.
He responding now again?
No, this is the one I read earlier, but in case people missed it. He wrote, one person tells a story to 20 people. By the time it gets to the 20th person, it's far from the truth.
Yeah, what stories have you told, brother? That's what I need to know.
And to how many people?
Right. And why?
And so,
like, why is he so? I know he's a family friend, but why is he so over-invested?
Is he attached financially to these guys?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
So there you go.
Yeah.
On 3 is ran by Tennessee guys, which
it's not accurate.
Shannon Terry played basketball for Don Meyer at Lipscomb, but he loves the Tide.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
How can
He's
you do
the
such a thing?
President and CEO. On 3 broke fake news. On 3, nobody took the time to figure that out. We also found out who gave the story to Pete Nikos, who was actually on 3HL today, but nobody fact-checked it. So I started the conversation with Pete Nikos. Has Nick Iamaleava and Coach Cordell Landers reached out for your address to send you a Christmas card? And he said, yeah, I just got an Easter basket, which was a great line.
Yeah, don't eat it. Don't eat any of it.
Just leave it over there?
Yeah. Probably
give it to an enemy?
Yeah, better off over there on the side.
Yeah, that was good. 615-737-1045. More 3HL when we come back on 1045.
Let's go.
Want to tell you about Xfinity Home Security. Xfinity Home gives customers peace of mind with the convenience and the safety of a home security solution that meets your unique needs. Here are some details of the plans. They've got the self-protection plan, which is an easy-to-install, self-monitored solution for Xfinity Internet customers. This plan gives customers access to live and recorded video from the Xfinity app and notifies them in real time when cameras detect motion. They also have a Pro Protection and a Protection Plus, a professionally installed, professionally monitored home security solution. This plan is a 24/7 monitored service with real-time alerts and response times. Pro Protection Plus includes a week of 24/7 recorded video in the Xfinity Home app. Really easy to use. And these guys get it done for you. Check them out, Xfinity.com, 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today.
What is happening, y'all? Honest conversation. Let's have one. Boys and girls, gather around. Uncle Slade got something to tell you. These days, parents are, they're stretching out there. It's a lot more trust. You're maturing a little faster where you think you are. So it's an opportunity for you to get that license or your permit and be out there on the road. 2 things you need to know. 1, you got to be safe. 2nd, You got to have this number so you can be safe and protected. 615-242-9000. Probably asking, what is that number? That's Bart Durham injury law. So just in case something crazy happens, you're ever in a wreck, you need someone who's got your back. Well, that's where Blair Durham and the team come at your calling. Bart Durham Injury Law. They take care of everything. 615-242-9000. From the moment you call to getting you compensation you deserve. Take that headache off your parents. Just call our guy Blair Durham over at Bart Durham Injury Law. 615-242-9000, just in case.
Three HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. It's funny.
Might watch Rush Hour tonight.
What?
Might watch Rush Hour tonight. Ain't watched it in a minute.
So good.
That's where this comes from. Well, among other things.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Your mic sounds low to me.
Yeah, Zeph probably got me low. Thanks, Zeph. Turn me up.
not.
There it is. Yep, I can hear it better. I just way better now, Zeph. Thanks.
You sound the same as I
Thank you,
haven't
Zeph.
touched it.
Appreciate it, brother.
You sound like the chat
Always on
yesterday.
top of it, Zeph.
Yeah,
You're always on top of
way
it.
to make that change, Zeph.
Yeah.
Also, I
Take the
forgot.
credit, Zeph.
I forgot when I brought up eggs. Like, forgot about the price of eggs. So everybody in the chat's like Captain Tony's like, eggs just hit an all-time high at $6.23 a dozen.
Woo!
That's nuts, man. Like, you got to slow down on the eggs, the scrambled eggs, I guess. I don't know what we're going to do.
What's it doing to Waffle House?
I was just going to say that. Like, our price is higher at Waffle House because
You
of this?
probably just need nighttime eggs over there. Party eggs.
Yeah.
1 a.m. eggs.
Yeah.
Them eggs can look any kind of way. Nobody cares. They just want the food.
You and your Uber driver in
Yeah.
Starkville, Mississippi, that
Listen.
ate together.
Listen, dog, anytime you pull up and the person's out there smoking, you know you're at the right place. You think they care about your eggs. Do you
Every time you pull up the Waffle House, there's people outside smoking.
Oh, that's it.
The cook?
Man, what? Anybody, the waiter?
You know what's funny?
Serve anybody.
I hope y'all don't have to go to the hospital for any kind of reason, but like if you have people in the hospital, if you have people in the hospital, if you drive around the hospital, you will see nurses out there smoking. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
y'all clean bill of health right here.
Living on the edge, baby.
All right,
walking that tightrope.
615-737-1045. So we've tried to, with Greg Cosell breaking players down and Coach Mack breaking players down, if you've noticed, the last few weeks, we've tried to identify some potential pick number 35 players and tried to get them to break down, just in case the Titans take, Jaden Higgins is one of them from Iowa State.
Right.
His name has been brought up a ton.
In the last few weeks, yes. Also, Luther Burden III, because he slipped in the draft and maybe they're at 35, and that's a Pro Bowl type talent.
He's my guy.
That you could get at 35 theoretically. So Daniel Jeremiah, Zephdog, was talking about a couple of potential pick number 35 players, and they might sound familiar.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because that was the first name I was going to tick off. I mentioned Higgins the last time this came up, and to me, I have Luther Burden just ahead of him. So Luther Burden, I think there's a real chance he could be there at that point in time. The production did dip, and due, somewhat to the quarterback play that was a little bit up and down. The offense just wasn't, what it had been previously. I didn't see any decline in his skills. As a player, he reminded me a lot of Steph Diggs, coming out of Maryland. And Stephon Diggs was just so quick at, just getting away from people, separating from people, and then with the ball in his hands, could make some things happen. He's outstanding, one of the best run after catch receivers in this draft, if not the best run after catch receivers in this draft. So I think that would make a lot of sense. I think that'd be a value pick for them there. And somebody who, with Cam Ward, two things: let them grow together, which I love, and also get a chance to, give him some easy completions and pile up some yards after the catch. So that one I would think would be an outstanding value find if he were to be there at that point.
Value find.
Value
I like
find.
that.
We're looking for value. That's what we just talking about the eggs.
Is a second round pick a value find?
It was AJ Brown. Was AJ Brown a value find?
If you get Derrick Henry was a second round pick. If you get a first round talent that's for some reason is left over at 35.
For whatever reason, yeah.
That's what Todd Furman's always talking about, find value.
With that.
Slay found value, $500 bet.
Yes, that was great. Thank you, Ali.
You can buy Christmas dinner for that.
Like Nico Pops. Sometimes you just got to be cool. But couldn't do it.
People started talking about, we ran down Vanderbilt's schedule and their over-under win total is 4.5. You thought an easy 6. So that led to people saying Vanderbilt's going to have more wins than Tennessee in football this year.
So I talked the people into that. So I talked Ali into believing that because what he said is, have you seen Vanderbilt's schedule? I said, yes, I have.
Oh, here on YouTube. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. Dane.
Twitch, please.
Dane, my guy. He writes, Waffle House menu now says, due to rising egg prices, we now charge a certain amount extra per egg.
Wow.
Hello.
Oh, man.
$6.23 a dozen.
Hey. Yeah, you gotta
Listen,
get the
egg people. I can do without eggs for a while until you bring the price down.
But you can't be excellent.
Okay, Will Bowling. That was such a dad joke.
It's Good Friday. Good little shout out.
Listen, I don't need to have eggs for breakfast to have an extravaganza.
There you go.
On my plate.
There you go. There you go, big guy.
Welcome to 3HL Babs. We have, 7-8 more minutes.
Well, we have a spectacular time.
No, that's not.
No, we have an extraordinary time.
Extraordinary.
I already used that.
Oh, okay. Yes, you did.
No, yeah, I did.
Did you?
Did I? No, I used excellent.
Did I? Literally, it was 30 seconds ago. Look at Babs. Let's go ahead
Can I say that I'm egg-noid?
What does that mean?
Annoyed.
All right. Well, having said all that, Reese and Laura up in South
Right.
Here we go.
You guys still eating eggs up there?
No, I don't eat eggs.
Oh, well, that's good because they're really expensive right now.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fixing to go down here and steal me some chickens from down the road to make my own eggs. But,
Wow. Wait, Laura. I want the video of you trying to catch chickens. I saw Rocky trying to do it.
I'll do it.
There's literally chickens that cross our road back and forth all day, Mary.
Yeah,
She's not lying.
you guys ain't catching them.
We might. I don't know.
Too many beers involved. Too many beers involved. You ain't catching them.
I catch stray cats. We'll catch some chickens.
Hey, Big Slay, did you see the picture of my shirt?
I did. I loved it. Way to go. Represent Dalton Connect. I saw
Connect
it.
jersey.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I had it specially made just for me.
I like that.
But, yeah, they're going to the playoffs, in the words of Ted Marshmallow, whatever his name is. I don't know. But,
Get to it. Get to it.
well, you got to get rid of the donkey first.
Yeah.
Big Slay, are you with me?
What's up, Reese?
Get to it. Hey, Reese knows. Dawn's going to come after y'all.
Dawn's always after us, but hey, we were cheering for her Auburn team. I don't know who you're playing this weekend, but hey, I tried to call you on Monday, but y'all ran out of time. Remember that, Big Slay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I want to celebrate. Do you remember Oxford, Mississippi on Sunday?
I do. Lim Doyle went
That whole
bananas.
stadium was hopping, was it
Yes,
not?
it was.
The whole stadium was happy. Everybody was having a great time. And then we dropped one in the first row. And then what happened, Big Slay?
Sadness overcome
Oh, man, I tell you, it wasn't sadness. It was jubilance. I was so happy. I literally took my shirt off, ran out in the middle of the road, threw a beer can at a speeder, threw my shirt in the road. I was so happy. And then, of course, the police came, but that's okay. I got away. But it was wonderful. And then
wait, Reese, why you always got to do things in the road, man? When anything happens, you go to the road.
I guess it's where I celebrate, Mayor.
Like you go
where
where things happen, those.
That's just
It's either where I protect or I celebrate.
Okay.
But we dropped one in the first row, and we ruined the whole state of Mississippi's day. And I was the happiest person in the world. Were you not, Mayor?
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that series. You got another one coming up. They're actually playing right now, Kentucky.
Yes, we're waiting till the show's over, and then we're rolling, and we're probably going to be up 6-0 by then.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, Big Slay.
Talk to me, baby.
Hey, I'm still on you for the mini hoop. Are you still scared of me for the mini hoop?
I will blast you in mini hoop.
Okay, Laura believes you.
Thank you,
Laura
Laura.
believes you. I have an outstanding bet with you. At any time, I'm willing to play mini hoops with you, but you don't seem to come to the challenge.
Okay.
We'll meet at Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, we'll come to your state. We're coming to you, Big Slay.
Okay.
But you know what? When I hit that last shot on the mini hoop, and you hear that ching, 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 ching from Big Reese hitting the mini hoop, you know what the whole Dave and Buster's crowd's going to say?
Please tell me.
Good Rocky Top! Rocky Top tennis! I love y'all! Let's beat the heck out of Kentucky!
By the way, Reese, on the way out, Tennessee trails Kentucky 2-0. See you later. Have a great weekend. You said good.
Jeez,
Tennessee
Mayor.
true what?
Trails Kentucky 2-0.
Nah, it won't last.
This is a great idea. Where'd it go? T-Man 615. They need a fishnet to catch them chickens.
Yeah,
Fishnet might do it.
it could, but it'll be a
But that chicken will be mad.
hefty one.
And it'll jump out of that fishnet.
Like the eggs.
Fishnet, black pantyhose. That was fun, Chuck.
Get us out of here. It is Friday.
Yes, it is
3HL
time.
bingo.
Front
You
porch is
are
calling.
who you are until you have to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Slay said that today.
Thank you, people.
Man, it's going to be a great weather weekend. Hope you guys are safe out there. We want everybody back for draft week, which begins on Monday here on 3HL and all the shows on 104.5 The Zone. We got you covered. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. We appreciate you guys, including us in your day and your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you was getting a shout out to Fire Up Them Grills, baby. Let's go.
Grills, huh?